I'm joking. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm pushing the button. It's gone red. We are now live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of the XBL Party Podcast. My name is Ash, and I am joined by our fantastic cohorts as always. We have got False Alucard. We have got Slayer Gaming. Slayer exclusive gaming. Sorry, good sir. We've got the Ginner Gaming. We've got Fabio, and we have got a special guest of Redders. How is it going, good sir? Thank you for coming on.
Going well, yeah. Going good.
Fantastic. So,
wait a second. We've been recording with Slayer for what, 5 months? Something like that, and you just forgot his name?
Yeah,
Is that what's going on?
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You see, he has no respect for you. That's it. It's going to be awesome, this episode. Amazing. And so ends the podcast. Amazing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm gonna be nicer this week. I'm not gonna wind up the guest like last week's guest. If anyone listened last week, we got into a very heated debate about Final Fantasy VII being overrated, and and it went on and on.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna turn a blind eye. We're gonna move on. Like I say, it's all water under the bridge. We only do it for a laugh. We're not actively hating each other or anything like that. However, Twitter did vote, and 100% of Twitter voted that it was either yes, overrated, or extremely overrated. No one voted, not one person voted for no. Final Fantasy VII is not overrated, but it's still worse than Final Fantasy IX. So mathematically correct means it is overrated, 100%.
No.
He's in the chat as well, by the way.
But it was really great having you on last week, mate. Like I say, I was only playing. I'm not normally that bad. I was just in a mood, I think.
Yes, he is. Nobody likes him.
But welcome
for the money.
Welcome to all the new people. Welcome to all the new followers. We have got a special competition going on today. We have 2 copies of Madness Beverage by Console Labs to give away for Xbox. Now, this is basically like an old school Doom. If you've played like early Doom, sort of before it got sort of bigger, better, not better, but like they added loads to it. It got like so much more in depth. You've got grappling hooks and stuff. If you just want like a run and gun shooter, then this is the cool game for you. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. There'll be a button somewhere on your screen wherever you're watching, either on PC, on your computer, or anything like that. Just click subscribe and post a comment in the chat during the show. We'll pick 2 people at the end of the show and we'll hit you up over YouTube. So obviously you need to be subscribed for that. And the codes are worldwide, so it doesn't matter whether you are in the world. But cool. It's really great to see so many new people. A big thank you to everyone for smashing us on Twitter recently. We somehow smashed over 600 on Twitter. We're now at like nearly 630 in a day over. We've gone up like another 30, so it's absolutely fantastic. We did a very bad Twitter space just before this show, and it went terrible. So
what's wrong with you? I made.
Potato.
The potato. Fabio's potato. What he means is, it doesn't mean what's wrong with it. It's like, why do you watch us? And we don't know, but thank you for joining.
Maybe now it's better. Maybe the internet's gonna stop potato right now. Just don't
Cloud, best FF character, changed my mind. That's what? My comment. Nah, that don't get entered. Sorry. Sorry. Hello to Johnny No Life Gaming. Hello to IOP Zodiac, Luke Torres in the chat. Big up for you. ReddersTV is in there as well. I know you watch it. You're part of the show, but it's nice to see new people pop up in the chat. So we'll get jumped in straight into it. What has everyone been playing this week? So we'll start with our guest. What have you been playing this week, good sir?
I've just finished the Siege of Paris DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Played a bit of Hades. Been playing Smite a lot again for some reason.
The MOBA.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it is a good game. It's getting to the point now where I'm getting tired of playing it because it has become so toxic. I mean, you can't have a game now without somebody getting toxic. So I'm starting to move away from it a bit now and start hitting up some games on Game Pass again. So, but yeah, I've been playing Hades. What else have I been playing? Flight Sim. Had a couple of goes on that. Enjoying that. The Ascent. I went back to that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm smashing that Game Pass library.
Nice. How is the DLC for Assassin's Creed? Because I was really into Valhalla last year, and I really liked the first DLC, but I haven't even started the second DLC yet. It's one of those things that it came out, and I just was like, yeah, I'll play that, and then I haven't got around to it yet.
I was very disappointed by it. I enjoyed Wrath of the Druids. Siege of Paris for me felt a bit. It's more of the same bloat. It's all sizzle and no steak. Like it's lots of go here, clear that area. I honestly couldn't tell you a significant moment in the story that really gripped my attention. It was just, it felt like here's a DLC for the sake of it, as opposed to this is something we've really put a lot of time and effort into. Have this, so it's not great in my opinion.
And they kind of touted it as like being better than Wrath of the Druids or bigger.
See, I preferred Wrath of the Druids. That was quite a good DLC for me. But Siege of Paris is my issue. My biggest issue with it is, I mean, I know we're talking Viking era, but when you get a place like France, and then if you were to like close your eyes and move from one area to the other, you wouldn't realize you've moved area. There's no significant, parts of the map where you feel like, oh, I'm actually in a different location. The only thing that's different is that the NPCs talk a little bit of crap French, and it is crap French. It is like the bog standard.
Bonjour.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't that impressed by it.
Nice. I'm a bit disappointed by that. I mean, I liked the last one, but I did think that was a bit samey. Like was. I like the story. I like the extra characters. I like that ginger woman, like the red hair, and the king storyline and stuff. But if you hadn't have told me
Jenna.
I can't remember her name. She's literally the best character in the whole of this game, and I've totally forgotten her name. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
but the area itself looked exactly the same as England, and I was expecting it to be more different. So, like, if there's not baguettes and stuff in this one, I'm going to be super disappointed. There's not berets on all the Vikings and stuff. I'm super disappointed.
And I want croissants.
Yeah, and I want oversized giant frogs that I can attack.
So like assassinations.
That's it.
You guys have a really weird image from France, like holy crap.
T-shirts, garlic clothes around the neck.
Exactly.
Loads of bike with a basket on the front. It's very French.
We will have you ever. That's all we want. That's what I expect.
Like just make.
You want to fight Pippi Le Pew as well while you're at it?
Just make a T-shirt written "I visited France" and at the back "I survived." That's it.
Don't talk about Pepe Le Pew, man. People say that he's like a rapist, so I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they cut him out of...
he makes people uncomfortable. So he got cut from the new Space Jam, didn't he? Because forceful. He doesn't take no for an answer, bless him.
Congrats, ladies. We were just celebrating that we are now supported by Console Labs. We are not going to be anymore just because you mentioned Pepe Le Pew. Congrats. Thanks.
What about
a lot worse stuff was said on the show than what I just mentioned.
What have you been playing now, Alucard?
Hades. That game's, like I said, it's a hard game, but it's awesome. I just love the characters and the atmosphere. I'm getting into like remodeling Hades, where you can like upgrade and get different bonuses from that. I didn't know that like every time you die, that like you have to get all new skills again. Like I didn't know that at first. I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks, because like I had so many cool upgrades, and then they all disappear when you die. And but I love how the game doesn't take itself too seriously, and like you're tormented, which makes sense because you're in Hades, but your Hades son which is I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that either until I started playing it. So I'm glad I didn't ruin the game for myself. I didn't read up until I played it, and I found out everything. So to me, this is like a brand new game, even though it's been out for like what 2 years or something like that on PC. And then or 1 year, I don't know, I remember.
Yeah, like I only heard about this game last year.
It came out last year. It was on Switch and PC.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. Like I bought the physical copy. I found it. I didn't. They're actually sold out at most places, so I think it's gonna be worth something someday. So that's why I bought the physical copy. And then I also got Mortal Shell. I picked a copy of that because of the DLC that came out, and I'm like, that game looks so good. Like, I know it's probably gonna be too hard. I'm probably never gonna finish it, but I'm like, I have to play this game because I love the atmosphere. You know, like a decaying world. And I love how you can turn yourself into stone.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like oh man, that game is like really, really graphically, it's amazing.
Like it is a really good mechanic that, in my opinion, it's a bit more than normal Souls-like game, in my opinion.
Yeah. I know that it's supposed to be like
jukes on the guy.
I know it's supposed to be like a Souls game, and I think I suck at those games, but like I'm like I gotta give this game a shot because it's all about like it's also you can download a like a death metal soundtrack to it for the end bosses. So it's like that game is like total like heavy metal themed game, you know. So I was like I gotta play this game. And then I was playing a ton of Call of Duty. And then I was playing some more Ascent. All these games like are just getting so like hard, you know. Like I think that's what people want now. They want games to be harder. So hopefully, I don't know if that means I'm getting too old for this or something, but but like if you want to make a game that's really really hard, but they don't want to do like modes now. They don't want to make like a easier mode. You know, like these games are just becoming brutal. And why is indie games so difficult?
I mean, most of the games you described are like roguelikes, so like they're meant to be difficult, you know.
Yeah, like
there's still a lot of games like that are still fairly easy. Like Omno is a nice game, and that one was not that difficult at all. It was very. I mean, there's no combat in it, you know. So if you don't enjoy a game that doesn't have that, then you're not going to enjoy this game. But that game wasn't difficult at all. It was just pure peaceful exploration. So.
Yeah, I thought that game was gonna be like how maybe Everwild is gonna be like where it's like you're interacting with nature.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Everwild's gonna be, where you just kind of like interact with nature and you are able to communicate with animals and get them to help you do things. And I think that's what that game's gonna be like. So but yeah, that game's pretty cool too. I thought that game was kind of like Zelda meets, you know, like this like a peaceful nature, you know, kind of experience. But yeah, I mean I didn't really like roguelike games, but like Hades is too damn good, and you get rewarded. Even when you die, it's like all the gods help you out every time you die, you know, and so it's like your path is different. And I think it's pre-generated dungeons, right? Like don't they change the dungeons when you like start over again? I think they do. So like
they change every time.
Yeah. So I think that I can't promote Hades more. Like you've got to play it, you know. Like it's amazing. So that's for me.
Awesome. I've just pressed the totally wrong button and removed all the overlays on the stream, getting used to this new setup. It's back now. It's back after a second. Big hello to Toolman55, Mario. Thanks for joining us. Click the like button if you're enjoying the show. Please give us a little share out as well. Let's spread the word. It's nice to see so many people in the chat. What about you, Slayer? What have you been playing then?
Well, since we took, a week off, like I've definitely been playing a lot in these past 2 weeks. I played a lot of Battlefield 5. That game is actually really fun. It's my first time playing it really since it came out. A lot of fun with a lot with your friends. Finished off Minecraft Dungeons. Played the final DLC, the most recent one, Echoing Void. That was pretty cool. A little
Wait a second,
interesting
without
little
us.
ending. Yeah, I mean, you know, we don't really game that often,
Well,
so
like I think it's amazing every time that we go out and start to play something. Slayer is all about, oh, I'm too busy taking care of a lot of work. I have to hunt
yeah,
my own dinner to make it. Whatever it is,
yep.
like there's always something, but he plays by himself. That's completely cool.
I
You
mean, I
don't like
mostly wanted
company.
it.
I get
No,
it.
no,
You
no,
don't
not
like
at all,
company.
not at all. No, not at all. I just wanted to, you know, get through it to, you know, finish off like the playthrough on my YouTube channel, stuff like that. So that was the
No
main reason
worries.
why.
I'm just doing my
I
job,
played.
being an asshole.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're doing a good job as always. I played some indie games. I played Airy Mind. Not a fan of that game, have to say, because it's basically just recycled levels from the previous games. It was just literally just a cash grab, and I just did it for the achievements at that point. A little disappointed though that it was new content. Omno was great. Played that game in pretty much one night. Enjoyed the hell out of that game. I have to say that that's probably my indie game of the year nominee. You know, I haven't played a lot of the most recent ones. Like I
Wow.
haven't played Death's Door yet or anything like that, but Omno was great. Like just the sense of discovery and just the the visuals, man. Though there, it's just yeah. Like you know, I don't mind peaceful games like that, like where it has no combat, and this game was just great. And I finished off Dying Light. And I pretty much finished off the Fallen DLC, so I'm pretty excited for the second one.
I've been meaning to go back and play that. How's the FPS boost holding up on Dying Light?
It's good. The game
Is
looks
it?
good actually. Even like visually, the game looks better. And they actually, literally just yesterday or like this past week, they added like another. They keep adding community events every now and then. And the
Yeah.
most recent one is like this alien invasion one where they don't have aliens, but the zombies are just like there's low gravity, and the
Okay.
zombies are just like really aggressive. They all run at you, so it's kind of interesting. But it's like what's good though, and I actually made a video about this yesterday on my channel. The low gravity really helps with the parkour fever challenges. Like it makes them super easy. Like I finished all of them with like 10, 20 seconds to spare, and so it makes those achievements that are tied to them really easy.
I'll go back and have a look. I ended up quitting playing it because one of the Bozak Horde achievements bugged. Like if you complete the Bozak Horde, if you go onto the following and buy the blueprint for the electric arrows, it voids the achievement. So you can't
okay.
get any more. So I've been meaning to go back and do it just for that, but it's on my to do list.
Yeah, I tried the Bozak Horde. That I could not. I was just like, I played it solo, and I was just like, I can't do. I got up to the part where you fight the two dudes with the mallets, and that I couldn't kill them on my own. So I just kind of I put like literally 20 minutes in that game, and into that DLC. I played the prison one as well for the first time. Didn't really enjoy that one. You know, it was just like get from point A to point B. There was no like when it comes to that, like I want story, and I thought there was gonna be some story behind it, but there wasn't. So, and then I played Hellraid. That was kind of fun. That one actually has a little bit of story, but it was more fun because one of the main reasons why I disliked Prison was because there's a lot of bandits with guns, and I feel like that game with gunplay is just terrible. Like that's not what that's not where that game shines. So
I always found the parkour quite difficult. That's why.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I never bothered with the parkour challenges because I can't keep up.
Gotcha. Well, I will tell you this: like sorry, Alucard. Just real quick, the challenges are a lot easier because of the low grav, but you still need to have a little bit of like finesse with regards to the parkour because there are still some sections where you have to like actually basically like make tight turns and stuff like that, like in order to beat the clock. But it does make it a lot easier. Like I actually did manage to do them before this update. Then this event only lasts till September 1st, so you really only have until that time to do it. So it's really like a week and a half. But yeah, like I did it and it was like I had to retry a couple of them this time. With that, like I said, I did it like pretty much all in one shot for the most part. So
awesome.
Anybody who's played that game, like, what is in the air? you see like particles flying around. Is that like supposed to be like garbage or something? What is that?
I'm really not sure. It depends on where you are. I think it's like it's probably like ashes. Sometimes it is like dirt or dust, whatever. In some areas it's like whatever. Like there's like toxic waste in certain areas, so that's what it's like particles from that. They don't really never touch upon that. But yeah. It's interesting. I mean,
it's such a creepy atmosphere with that.
Oh yeah,
makes it.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh,
At night, that game is.
The remains of Pepe Le Pew's career.
Jesus.
Could be that. Yeah, man.
And we are bringing that back. There we go.
See, there you go.
Is it me, or do they continue to make content for the game? Because like,
they are. Yeah.
Is Dying Light like never gonna come out? Is that why they keep on doing that?
No, Dying Light 2 is set to come out in December.
I was really worried about Dying Light 2 because there was a period where all we were hearing was that it was going through development hell, and I was really apprehensive about it. But after seeing the recent gameplay trailers and stuff, that's easily one of my games I'm looking forward to.
I can't wait to play that with 3 of my friends in 4-player co-op playing through that game. Because especially after finishing the following DLC and like seeing how that one wraps things up, it's really like interesting. I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, but yeah,
that game's sick because like the second one, you're infected and you have to like prevent yourself from turning into a zombie.
Well, this one you are as well. Believe it or not.
You are. Yeah.
It just never gets to that point.
Yeah.
Really. So. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Other than I just played my regular like Rocket League every night. Did a bit of Fortnite the other day trying to get the battle pass. Played a bit of Sea of Thieves, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, usual.
Nice, fair enough.
Awesome. What about you then, Fabio? What you've been playing?
Did you what like for 1 second I thought you forgot my name. For just 1 split second there.
I do want to start calling you Brazil like the guy a couple of weeks ago. I just loved it. I love New Legal was like, yo, Brazil. And I think that should be your nickname. We've got Brazil. Potato Boy and Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
Yeah, like
I lived it. What an episode that was.
Like a potato is called batata.
Batata, there we go.
There we go. No, but actually, I think it's fun because New Legal gave us the nicknames. I'm Brazil, Gina is the Potato Boy, Bob is KY Jelly, Alucard and Slayer are just my friend. That's it.
To be fair, right, my missus calls Bob, she says he's KY Wonder because he always wears glasses like shades like Stevie Wonder. She literally, she watched one of the episodes a couple of weeks back, and she sent a message to me on my phone. She's like, "Who's the blind guy?"
Oh,
because he sits there with the shades on inside. And
all the time. Yeah.
And I literally started to. You'll see it. I think it was the new Illegal episode. And if you watch it back, there's a thing. You'll see me look down, and then you'll see me slowly start to crack a smile. And he's in the middle of this really important. I don't know if it was about Activision or something like that and all the terrible things they're doing. And I started cracking this smile and I'm like, I'm going to look like a dick here. And I'm starting to sort of laugh about this. And it's only because she's like, is he blind? Because he's got the shades on.
Who's the blind guy playing the Xbox back in the
that's
background?
it. Yeah, he was playing it was his mind. And I'm like, I slowly went. So if anyone saw that, I thought, God, he's such an inconsiderate prick. Well, I am. But I was laughing at something totally different.
With Bob, I just love how there are some moments where he's just standing still, not reacting at all, and then we are like, Bob,
are you dead?
Yeah, like, are you asleep?
I don't think he is. I think he just pauses his screen, and then he just gets in a position. He's like, pause, and then he just wanders off, and I don't blame him. I've
been watching Gaming Out the Box, or Gaming Out of the Box, the one hosted by Wilmy Hood.
Yeah.
Which gets hundreds of views. Bob's been on 2 episodes now in like the last 3 weeks. And for the majority of those episodes, he sat there with his shades on and his controller in his hands, just like this. And to the point where Scrub Nurse and Wilmy have just started ripping into him and calling him on it. And sometimes he misses them even taking the piss. Or I think he just hasn't heard that he's so engrossed in playing his game.
so you can hear what I'm saying. You see.
Oh wow, she's laughing.
But yeah, he sits there for most of that, and then he says something, and then he goes back to playing his game again. He does the same there as well. But he shouts us out every time. I've got to say that to him.
Oh,
Good
he's
guy.
awesome. He's so funny. And like we actually got to play with him the other day.
Up.
He joined us for some Halo. We don't get to play with Bob enough on Xbox Live. And we had a very good time. It's just a shame we don't get it because he works and he's in America and like I'm UK and we're all over the place.
Oh.
Us getting together to play something a lot nowadays is tough regularly. So it was really good to play a few hours with him the other night. So big shout out to Bob who's stuck at work today right now. Big shout out to Animated Evil, who's in the chat as well. Nice to see you here. We've got who hasn't answered. Jinna, go on. You've not answered.
Yeah, it might be a long one. I played a lot of games this week.
I didn't answer also, but okay, no worries.
Actually, he didn't. We sidetracked him about
forget about me. Just go. It's okay.
I'll keep some professionalism here. What did you play this week, Fabio?
Well, thank you so much for asking, June. No, I didn't play much to be honest. But I did play some games that I really wanted to revisit, and also to test. I played and completed Omino. It took me 2 days because I had some work to do the next day. But really good game. I just loved the whole atmosphere and how it felt like I was playing Journey, in my opinion. And yeah, it's not a game for everyone because it has no combat. It's just puzzles, visuals, and music and exploration. And a lot of interpretation, to be honest, because some of the stuff here are just open for debate of what they wanted to mean there. But yeah, really well done game. I really enjoyed that. Sadly, it was quite short, but yeah, really nice. I also played Halo Master Chief Collection because it's always fun to play the multiplayer. I suck ass, but yeah, I don't care. I just enjoy a lot. Really fun as always. We made a 2v2, me, Bob against Ash and Slayer, and we lost. really bad. But yeah, it was quite fun. I also been playing Skyrim. I'm still playing Skyrim because of the FPS boost. Works amazingly well at 60 FPS on the Series S, which is the one that I have. And also I am very excited for the next gen patch that will be released for the game. I'm not excited for the anniversary edition. That I don't care. I just care about the next gen patch, which is going to be for free. And I'm curious, what are they going to add to the game if it is already at 60 FPS? Who knows? And the last game that I played during this time was Quake. Me and Ash, we played the first Quake. We tried to play some of the multiplayer matches, me against him, and also we played online co-op during the campaign. We played like in one playthrough, we already finished the first episode. I think it is called an episode. Quite easy. Not that easy because Ash decided to play it on. But it was really fun. There are some really big issues, at least for me, about the internet with the connection, because since he was the one who was hosting the game and he is from UK, I am from Brazil, I had a ping of 230.
It was 300 over 300 at one point when we were playing. So yeah, it was crazy, but it was really fun. I did put it on easy though, just to play through it. But
that's quite fast gameplay.
Is this the footage you got at the moment? Because there's a bit where you just turn around and there's someone just running on the spot, not moving.
Yeah, this is it's on now. It's on the screen now. This is us. So I was going stupidly fast, and I'm like, where are you, Fabio? And he's like, he's still coming. Do you know what I mean? But I enjoyed it immensely because I had 0 ping. Because I think the way it does it, it's not like an online server. I think it's hosted from whoever sets the game up, basically. So We did play it through on easy. We didn't go any harder than that because honestly, I haven't played Quake in many a year, and I just wanted to see how it played. And I didn't have a lot of time, to be fair, so we played about 45 minutes. But we tried the multiplayer arena first, but when you play it on private match, there was only 2 of us, which isn't as fun when I'm absolutely destroying Fabio every 2 seconds because of his ping. So I think we need to get all of us on and have a proper game of this one night with like all of us on, like in a big arena game. I think that'll be awesome. So, but I'm really pleased, and like I say, it's free on Game Pass, so you cannot complain.
Yeah, I actually thought it looks pretty decent for a really, really old game. You know, like it looks pretty crisp and smooth gameplay.
Yeah, honestly, the upscaledness is fantastic. Like it doesn't look stretched or anything like that. The textures are super crisp. Plus, it's got Quake 64 on it as a free sort of mod, which is amazing because there's a lot of people that love Quake 64 for its weird sort of limitations and stuff. And we're getting new DLC. They're actually bringing out a new expansion for Quake 1. Some point in the future, which is awesome. I cannot wait to finish that and finish through the main game and play the expansion.
Like, is it the one developed by Machine Games?
Yeah, it's going to be
nice.
ace. Now, this was done. This port was done though by the people that do a load of other ports, so it's in good hands. Like I say, they basically, I think they're running it on their own sort of engine as well, that runs sort of like old games at like better resolutions and stuff. I was reading about it online, but the name of them has totally slipped my mind. But they've done some other games you'll have seen on Xbox already. So I can't complain. And they're working on the System Shock.
Just wanted to say a huge shout out to the YouTuber that I like to watch. That is the Modern Vintage Gamer. He just released a video saying that he was one of the developers of the sport of Quake. So awesome job there. Just let's hope to have some fixes on the connectivity issues. But yeah, overall, just an amazing work, mate. Well done.
Awesome. Big shout out to Sensei who's joined us in chat. Thanks for coming and joining in. Animated Evil, we're going to get you on the show soon. We'll make it happen. We would have had you on tonight, but for some reason, as always, Discord doesn't like when we try and get new people on last minute. It literally just sticks a middle finger up. It happened last week with Sensei when we tried to get that sorted, and it's done it again this week. But we'll try. Maybe we'll get you on next week or the week after or something. I'll speak to you after the show, and we'll get you booked in and sorted in advance. Make sure it all works. Have you played out else, Fabio? Because I know we keep going off topic and cutting you off. All right then, Gina. What have you been playing?
But that's a game.
Oh, look. For a guy who hasn't played much, he don't have to go on, does he? Jesus. I've played.
Okay, like it.
I played a lot this week. I did Omno, like everyone else. I thought that was fantastic. Really good game. I smashed Art
Better
of Rally.
than Narita Boy.
Narita Boy, no. Narita Boy has dropped off being my favorite game of the year. Finally, it's been toppled.
Is it because they didn't pay you for it?
It's down to number 3 at the moment. Number 3.
Shredder.
Hades has knocked it off to number 2 because Hades is immense. Like you guys have said, it's such a good game. I can't stop playing it since I've switched it on. I turned it on this morning. I was like, I'll have a quick go. My brother is playing it a lot, and I finished some other games. And then I sat there for like 3 hours solid. And then I chucked it back on all afternoon whilst my missus and the kids watched some movies. And then whilst we were doing that Twitter live space, I was on it again. Any chance I get, basically, I'm back on Hades now. I played Mask of Mists, which was given to me by Sometimes You. I know it's not on the background, but they're another supporter of the channel now. They're going to give us free games to play, codes for giveaways. They're pretty cool. I've played a lot of their games. And the game that became my game of the year so far is Recompile, which I played this week. And it came out... It's either Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember which day it came out, but all I know is, bearing in mind I work 8 hours a day, and I got kids and a missus, I'd put 13 hours in 2 days. So yeah, it's a good game, man.
The game's really, it's really like the visuals are like really like crazy.
Yeah,
That's like a you're like inside of like a retro computer. That's what it feels like.
that's pretty. The story is you're picking up, you're like a virus or something sent in to see what's happened to this computer hundreds of years later, and the space crew and what happened to him. So yeah, it's exactly the story is what you're describing, kind of, and it's such. The first 20, 30 minutes I played, and I'm sure I'll cover this off when I do a review for it. It's kind of like the tutorial teaching you what to do, and the platform is a bit clunky and it's a bit slow, and I can see why it would put people off. But if you stick with it, it's absolutely amazing. Like you get the ability to slow down time. The battles and the boss battles remind me, not that I've played it from what I've seen in the videos, it reminds me of Returnal in terms of how you have to dodge, shoot, and then the effects going off all over the screen and stuff like that. Yeah, amazing. It's best game I've played this year. I really got invested into that. But Hades is, close to it. That game is fantastic as well.
Tell you what I love about Hades is when you die, it makes you want to play again. Like because the story's always changing and the characters are always moving around in the area. It just makes you want to keep going back, and that's what I love.
Yeah, they did a good job because it's like you're getting tormented by your father every time you die, and you're motivated to like I'm gonna go and try to get out of hell so I can go to Mount Olympus. That's what the whole point, So it's like you're like screw you, Dad. Like I'm gonna get out of here. I don't care what you throw at me, and and it's awesome, man. Oh my god, it's so good.
It's amazing. I beat Meg on my 4th attempt, which I was chuffed with. So I know my brother's played the game for 6.5 hours and he still hasn't beat her. And I was like 2 hours in and I managed to smash her. And I was like, she ain't all that. I don't know what you're on about. Yeah. I was telling these guys just before we started, I went up against, is it Hydra Snake, whatever his name is, and the second boss. And my first attempt, I got him to one hit. All I had to do was hit him once to kill him. I dodged an attack and jumped straight into the lava and killed myself. So, I dropped a C-bomb very loud with my kids around at that point.
Oh no!
Very annoyed. But no, I've played a lot of games this week. I think 2021 has been for me the year of the indies. I know I've said it before. It's just the indie games coming out at the moment are incredible. Like 12 minutes, I've played quite a bit of that. I know they got James McAvoy and a few of the others, and you can't even tell it's him. They could have got anyone, but Willem Dafoe is just incredible in there, like he always is.
Yeah,
he's a genuinely scary guy,
Everything he's in, isn't
he? Yeah, he's him.
It's just William Dafoe.
I know Kojima put a post up, didn't he, saying about he keeps having worries that he's going to turn up at his door or something. He's like, he's a nice guy, but I wouldn't invite him round now, or something stupid like that. But yeah, that's a good game. I'm stuck at the moment. I'm probably on about my 9th loop on there. And I don't quite know what to do any further, so I'm going to give that. I think it's one of those games that I'll step away from and come back tomorrow with fresh eyes and see if I can spot kind of a new route to go down. But yeah, that's it for me. I've played a lot this week, so much. There's probably games I've played that I forgot about as well.
It's been mad, hasn't it, this last couple of weeks? It's amazing.
Yeah. I haven't even started Death's Door yet. I haven't finished The Ascent. I played that as well. There's too much.
Yeah, totally.
I know.
Slayer, we asked you what you played last week.
Yeah.
Right, so it's just me.
Yeah.
So
okay, we can skip you. So moving forward,
it's only fair. You try to skip Fabio, so.
Oh, do you know what? I have played a lot. But it's mainly been indie again. I've played obviously Madness Beverage, which we're giving away on the show. Really enjoyed that. I was playing it the other day, and there's a level where the last boss is just a giant blooming dragon, and you're in this like circle of fire, and it's spawning demons. And there's just this dragon, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and I'm just blowing everything up with like grenade launchers and rocket launchers. So I've been really enjoying that. It's not perfect by any means, but it's really fun. And it has just had a patch yesterday, which has fixed a lot of the issues. Like there was some audio issues where it was out of level, like the talking was so quiet you couldn't hear it and stuff like that. And there's been a lot of that patch that came out yesterday's fixed a lot of it, so that's really good. I picked up Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. So I've love Alex Kidd. I used to play it a load on the Master System. So I bought the the new version. Oh my god, is it hard? Oh my god. The best thing it has is unlimited lives though. There's a mode for unlimited lives. So thankfully I can use that because I've played about 7 worlds now, sort of 7 levels. Really enjoying it. It's exactly the same. So you can flick it back to the classic graphics. So I really love that. But man, it's so hard, and I don't remember it being that hard. And like, I bought that bloody bike, and I'm like, yes, I finally got the bike, and then I crashed it straight away, and I've lost the bike, and I'm like, fuck.
Actually, thinking the same thing a couple of months ago. It's crazy when you go back and play games from your childhood, and you realise just how difficult they are now. I mean, I used to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like crazy. I was a bit of a beast of it back in the day. The second one, but also the first one. I played all of them up until they got crap. So when was that like?
That's been a while then.
The last 3 or 4 years. But like, I went back to the remaster, and I couldn't land a single combo. It was ridiculous. I used to be an absolute beast of that game.
It's because here's the thing with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, at least with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, everybody just plays the jetpack mode, and that's it. Nothing else at all.
I chalked up to me just getting old and slow.
Maybe.
A lot of modern games have assist as well. So, like, if you play FIFA and Pro Evo a lot now, and then you go back and try play sensible soccer now, it's the hardest game in the world because you'll be running down the wing and you'll turn right, but the ball doesn't stick to your feet like it does in FIFA and stuff. So the ball keeps going and you run off without it, and it takes a good 20-30 minutes to actually get used to how you're supposed to play the game again. So yeah, all games are hard because they never used to have assists, and now we're so like everyone's playing these games now and going, oh, if you play on easy mode, bro, you know you're cheating. And it's like, mate, you just play any game on normal mode from 10 years ago, you ain't got a chance. I say 10 years ago, I'm old now. 30 years ago.
I'll agree with you there. The Lion King remaster that came out, Joe, with Aladdin and stuff like that.
Holy shit.
I couldn't finish that without unlimited lives. It's impossible. It is literally impossible to finish. I don't know how anyone finishes that game with just the standard set of lives. And I remember playing it as a kid. I don't think I ever got to the end, but when you're a kid, you don't care. But it just used to wind the hell out of me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad that I was able to replay them. But oh my god, they are so hard. It's like what? It's like arcade machines. You go into arcade and you get killed in like 2 seconds. That's what they're currently doing with old games. Do you know what I mean? That's how they are. It's just to sort of keep you going back to the beginning, just to sort of drag them out. It's just insane. I wish I had fingers with the reflexes I used to have, because nowadays I'm like, I feel like I've got arthritis when I'm trying to play some of these old games. Jesus.
You see, and the difficulty is what is not, and the lack of difficulty is what is missing in nowadays video games. So I'm bringing it back that Sakura-su should not have an easy mode. That's it. I'm just kidding. That's it. Cerebral Pro is gonna hate me for that. Sorry.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been playing Hades a little bit, and I am rubbish at those type of games. I put my hands up. I sucked at Death's Door. I suck at Hades. So I've been playing Hades with the God mode on just to try and get through it to the end, because I'm not very good at it, and it's not my type of game. I don't enjoy getting my arse handed to me time after time after time when I don't have a lot of time for gaming. So I've tried it with a God mode, and it does make it a lot more enjoyable for like dirty casuals like myself. So I can't complain. Filthy casual. But I've also played a few other indies. I played Solos, which is like a bullet hell block breaking game, twin stick shooter. It's basically like the old school sort of, I can't remember what they were called, where you smash the blocks above you, but when you can shoot out multiple
the brick breakers.
Yeah, basically a brick breaking game, but you can make it harder for yourself but quicker by firing loads out. So I've played that. That's quite fun. I played Alveoli from Sometimes You. It's another game they've sent us. And that was odd. It was very... it's strange. It's basically you're a little bloke running in a wheel, and you have to use the things behind you to sort of work out what you're doing. And it's a weird one. It lasts about an hour, but it's interesting enough.
How did I forget that I played that this week? It's like the weirdest game ever released. Yeah. I played that this week. Me and you both played it at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
My mind has blocked that out already. Yeah.
And they're calling me out about Final Fantasy. We've discussed this already at the beginning of the episode. The Twitter vote 100% said it's overrated.
Ah,
And a big
It is
shout out
overrated.
to Adam
no,
Reynolds.
show the options.
There you go.
Show
Someone,
the
I heard
options.
someone say that was overrated. So good man.
It is overrated.
Hey, we're
What?
getting this guy back
What?
on in the future.
What?
Final Fantasy VII is only popular because of Tifa. That's the only reason.
Oh, we're gonna start it off. I'm moving on. One of the things I've played because I've got kids. I went to see
Since
the.
it's already triggered. What did you do?
You can go back on Twitter and see the results. We don't need to discuss
Show
it
the
here.
options.
It was
Show the
100%
options.
voted. But I've got kids, young kids, and we went to see the new Paw Patrol movie last week. So I bought them the Paw Patrol the movie game that's just came out. They're quite enjoying it, but as a parent, it is a buggy mess. I mean, there's 3 Paw Patrol games out on Xbox now, and the first 2 were kids' games. You wouldn't write home about them; they do the job. But the third one, it's literally got menu game breaking bugs where, like, you finish the second level and then it just bricks the menu, so you can't actually progress. It's got graphical glitches. It's got all sorts wrong with it. I mean, it took us about half an hour to just start another level, basically.
Jesus.
So luckily my kids are good and they were fine and they were played afterwards. But I looked on Twitter to see if it was just the Xbox version. It seems to be on all versions at the moment, so hopefully they patch that out. But if you've got kids that like Paw Patrol, it's exactly the same as the last Paw Patrol game and the one before that, with a reskin of the areas basically and slight tweakings to make it look like the movie. It doesn't follow any of the movie's plot pretty much. It's got one character from the movie, that the new pup from the movie in it, but there's no voice acting either. There's only the kid, the rider kid is the only one voice actor. None of the dogs have any voices. It's so weird. It's like the quietest kids game ever. It's like they just didn't want to pay for it. So that threw me off a little bit, but
Are you sure you bought this for your kids?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a review. I'm actually doing a review with them to discuss
Really?
it because
He's
there's
a
no
liar.
point. There's no point me discussing
really
it.
doing a review.
Yeah,
He's secretly
because
enjoying it.
there's no point me fully reviewing it because I would absolutely destroy it because it's not that good a game. But they're quite enjoying
Sure.
it. They're enjoying the aspects of it, and it has improved in slight gameplay from the first one. It's just really buggy, which is a shame. Now, when the same company bring out the Addams Family game in a couple of months, damn right I'll play that day one. Addams Family, even if it's a crap kids game, it's getting my support because it's Addams Family. So I'll be all over that. And Jinner will be playing Peppa Pig the game because he's got a Peppa Pig fetish. We all know about that. So.
Oh man, I'm with Jenna though. You bought that game for the achievements. Let's not lie here.
If
Let's
I
not
was
kid
going
around.
just for the achievements, I'd have
Yeah.
100%ed it by now.
Yeah.
We're only about 4 levels in, unfortunately.
Yeah, but once your
Oh.
kids get bored with it, you're gonna be.
Oh
all
yeah,
over that.
when they finish it, I'll 1000G it just to get rid of it, and then I can. But I bought
Yeah.
it physical. I know, as you know, I buy everything digitally. I bought this bugger physical because I can then just get rid of it when I finished it while it's still popular and not lose a
Sure.
lot of money.
Does,
So
does it have a shiny case
For
or
my
a metal book
kids.
edition and you want to keep it?
no, they didn't do one with like pup fur. Like this is a slice of pup skin included and stuff like that. No, there wasn't anything in there, unfortunately. But I haven't played a lot. It's just been indie games. Quake with you, Fabio. Halo, a lot of Halo multiplayer we played earlier in the week, which was really fun. And I played a bit of Bone Marrow, which is like a weird sort of indie game. We have to sort of like move around a grid. It's odd. I didn't enjoy it. I got it for the achievements, I'm not going to lie, and I didn't really think it was very good. There was not much to it, unfortunately. But the rest of the stuff I've just been playing is the stuff that I've put on the channel, and I've probably forgotten half the stuff I've played this week. I've already recorded videos, so they'll go up in a few days. So, yeah, it's been a very busy week, though, in gaming. Like I say, there's been so much. Chat's going crazy at the moment, so Adam Reynolds is like the rock scissors paper always annoyed him in Alex Kidd. He's put, although they never changed, I couldn't be bothered writing the outcomes down. I know you're feeling there. I got frustrated with it the other day. I was like, I'm sure this is supposed to be paper, and it wasn't. It was like rock or something, and it was winding me up. Sensei's he's playing Apex Recompile. He's just started Outer Worlds. I'm just seeing if there's anything good. Adam obviously said Alex Kidd on Master System's great. But yeah, it's really great to see everyone in here. Thanks for coming along. We've got so many like active people at the same time, concurrent viewers. So thank you to everyone. If you have just joined, we are having a giveaway for a copy of Madness Beverage on Xbox. We've got 2 copies to give away. All you got to do is click the subscribe button to the channel and comment in the chat. So I think most of you have already commented, so just make sure you subscribe and you're good to go. But that's it for what we've been playing this week. We will jump straight into the topics. So this week we've gone a bit different, because normally we go in and we've got a list as long as the arm for what's happening, and there's been a lot this week, so we haven't done that this week. This week we've gone for 4 topics, just to sort of have more of a sort of discussion on them, and so let us know what you think, if this is the sort of format you'd like to see.
No, it's not necessarily just to discuss better. Simple as that. Is
We've
because
triggered
we want to
triggered
go.
him now.
Yeah, we want to go as off topic as possible. Simple as that. Let's be
I like
honest.
that.
We've triggered Fabio again now. Oh no, we started him off.
Jesus Christ.
Animated Evil's put Paw Patrol too difficult. I need to blame the kids. I can't get those achievements. Yeah, man, it's so hard. It's harder than Hades, man. It's one of those like Demon Souls and Dark Souls have got nothing on Paw Patrol the game. Honestly, man, it is so difficult. So if you don't like hard games, yeah, they need an easy mode on Paw Patrol, God mode.
It's the hardest setting called Cruella.
She just chases you in the car in the entire game, like Mr. X in Res Evil chasing you through. It's just Cruella chasing after them, hunting them down.
Yeah, you need to be prepared to play this game. Make sure to bring a towel. Simple as that. Put it on your shoulder, and that's
What are you doing?
You're good to go.
Oh, I've obviously skipped something that.
That's clear quickly.
Yeah, I've obviously skipped someone in chat. I apologise to
Logic. It is
Logic. I don't know what he said. It'll have been something like how great Final Fantasy IX is, but
It's what?
Ash sucks at detail and detailing which Final Fantasy actually matters. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX matters. We've discussed this. We're not doing last week again. It's fine. We're all good. Let's move along.
And you're still bringing it back. God damn
I'm
it.
not in the chat moaning that I haven't been spoken about. God.
Can I just say, for anyone in chat or anyone watching who hasn't yet, can you check out Sensei's Thoughts podcast as well? They're on every Sunday. They're my favourite podcast at the moment, so whenever they turn up in chat, it's great to see them because they're just 2 funny guys. Like, they crack me up.
Yeah, they haven't got the best views on Final Fantasy VII, but the rest of their views are awesome, and it's a really good show, so give them a support. They've always been here chatting with us guys, and it's a really good show on a Sunday. Like I say, it rounds out that amazing weekend of podcasts, of gaming podcasts. They've got us on Saturday, and then you've got Sensei's on Sunday, so it's a really good weekend's worth of stuff. And he's put Ash lives to troll me. I don't. I live to troll everyone. That's it.
I'm just loving how like he just put it. Why am I even here?
Do you know what? I will. I've got to play Final Fantasy VII again. I'm doing a series on YouTube called 101 Games You've Got to Play Before You Die, and one of the games on that list is Final Fantasy VII. So I will give it a proper go because I haven't played it in a few years. I put my hands up, and I will play it properly, and I will come back to you and I'll tell you how good I think it is. I still think 9's better from my memory. I always preferred 9 and 8 over 7, but I will give it a go for you. But I just, as soon as it triggers people, it's just fun, and I just like to just wind up a little bit more. It's great. So, but I do thank you for coming and turning in into the chat. Oh, he's put no, I don't want you to. Fine, I'll just say how bad it is then. I'll
Redders, what did you say was your favourite one?
Oh, Final Fantasy X, hands down. That game was amazing.
You and Ash, you were getting along so well.
That's 10's not too bad. 10's not too bad.
10's my favourite out of all of them. Just
they go downhill after 10, though. I must admit, they slowly
do,
got
although I
worse.
did like I liked not Lightning Returns. Is it 13? Final Fantasy 13. The DLC should never have happened for that game. It was dog shit. But Final Fantasy 13 was amazing with Vanille and what's her face?
Was that Lightning Returns?
That was the DLC, wasn't it? That should never have existed. But the main game was top notch.
I really liked World of Final Fantasy. It's a weird spin-off.
Final Fantasy when it was turn-based. When it went to hack and slash, it lost all that magic for me. I didn't like it after that.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, turn-based is where it's at for Final Fantasy with me.
Animated Evil's put Final Fantasy X was the first with voice acting. But Ash takes the cake with his Final Fantasy VII comments. I take the winner's cake. Yes, I agree. Now we're going to get into the topics. We'll lose the will to live before we get there. So, topic 1. This it's caused a lot of debate online. We've had some serious debates over the last couple of days between both sort of sides of this. So, 343 makers of Halo Infinite recently did a video update of the game and its progress, and they've basically come out and now said, obviously, due to make sure that the game ships on time and is to a good standard, that Forge mode isn't coming out until season 3 or 2, after season 2 or 3, so that's like 6 months after launch, and the online and sort of co-op, and that hopefully means split screen co-op, which they announced at launch as well, will not be coming out until, I believe, after season 1, which is 3 months in. So what are people's thoughts? I've been quite vocal in my displeasure. I don't want to cause a fight with anyone because there's both sides to this argument. I totally understand them wanting to ship it on time with what's there, but they've also come out previously and said we've learned from our past mistakes on Halo 5. We will ship it with co-op at launch, which has obviously not happened. Now, obviously, it got delayed for a year. It's supposedly being made for 6 years and stuff like that. So, does anyone want to jump in on what your sorts of thoughts are with Halo? Apart from you, Alucard, because you said you don't care about Halo, so we don't care about your opinion. So,
right.
Well.
We don't care about you. So yeah, keep your mic shut. And
I'm a massive Halo fanboy, as you guys know. Halo is the greatest franchise of all time, and you could say differently, but you'd be wrong. I think I like to play the games through solo, first of all, on Heroic, get through the story, enjoy it, and then I go back and I piss about with my mates on co-op and play multiplayer and do Legendary and all that kind of stuff. I think since 343 have taken over, I think Halo 4 had a great campaign, but awful multiplayer. They tried to go cards and launch with those, like you started with prerequisite guns and it wasn't the pickups and all that shit. And then Halo 5, they decided to go the opposite way and make a really fun multiplayer and a shit campaign.
Can't have everything.
yeah,
but they tried some really good ideas. Like, they tried Spartan Ops in Halo 4, which was a good idea, and then they gave up on it for 5. And literally, the guy who they built up to be the new bad guy, they killed in a cutscene at the beginning of 5, which just really pissed me off.
No, not only that, but like still to this day, I have no idea what happened between the end of Halo 4 and until the beginning of Halo 5. I don't know what happened.
If you didn't do Spartan Ops, you need to go on YouTube and watch the video and the trailers explain it all for you.
Not just the trailer.
An arm getting cut off and palm shooting Halsey and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, like
which isn't in the game.
Not just that, but also the podcast, the movies, the comics. Like, holy fucking shit.
I think, and they've learned their lesson in one way. They said, "Oh well, we're not going to need." What we're going to do now is for games from now on, we're literally going to tell you everything in the game. You don't need to read the books and you don't need to read comics to understand what's going on. And then they released a book which fills out what happens between Guardians and Infinite starting. So you kind of do, but not as much. There's not 4 books. There's only 1. So they, give them that. Infinite, from what I've seen of the gameplay, looks incredible, right? It's the perfect mix of old and new. Like, it looks like they finally nailed it because they went too far one way with Guardians, and they didn't. And Halo 4 was just boring apart from the campaign, which was amazing. They killed Cortana. It was a moving moment, and then they started 5 and went, "Oh, we can't do that. Let's just bring that bitch back." Ruined it, right? So I'm gonna play the single player. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna jump on the multiplayer and I'm gonna hammer it. And I'm gonna be playing with my mates like Adam, who's in the chat and stuff, and we'll all be playing it. Will they want to go back? Like, I'll go back and co-op it, but will my mates who I normally do co-op with be willing to go back 3-4 months down the line? Probably not. They won't unless there's a new campaign. So in that regards, I've lost out because they won't probably want to go back with me. They'll be too busy on another game or on multiplayer. So it's a bit of a shitter. I'd rather them, just for a selfish aspect, I'd rather them just release the multiplayer now and maybe hold back the campaign a few months. Because I know it's only a small percentage of people who do it co-op first time, but they're going to have it spoiled for them. So why not just hold that element back
Yeah.
and just go with multiplayer? That's the way I would do it, but I'm selfish.
Here's the way I look at it. I mean, like, I get that people are disappointed. You know, people want to get a full product, but this is a game that is primarily known for its campaigns and its multiplayer, and both of those are going to be there on launch. So I get why people are upset that they can't do it on co-op straight away, but it's not really a big deal when you consider that the vast majority of the game that people are going to be playing the most is going to be there when they said it's going to be there. So it's, I mean, I don't remember The Last of Us 2 getting this much backlash when they said that multiplayer isn't coming on launch. I mean, it's how long's that game been out now? Like over a year, and it still hasn't had the multiplayer added to it yet. So I don't remember that game getting anywhere near as much backlash as what Halo's getting for this.
Wait, but when you're talking about the multiplayer for that game, you're talking about like competitive, right? Not co-op.
Yeah, but like they're still waiting for that to come on.
No, I know, but like I guess it's a little bit different, right? Because Halo is kind of known for, you know, the co-op mode. You know, it's been there in pretty much every game. You know, I think it's a little bit different.
I get why people are disappointed, but like I don't see it as being this enough of a reason to say, you know what, we're not going to launch it in November. Wait until next year. I think the campaign's still there, the multiplayer's still there. Those are the key modes that people tend to gravitate to. So I don't really see it as a big deal.
I mean, like I discovered Halo like with a friend. It was like the first time playing it, and like playing through co-op, you know, was like crazy. Like it was the first time I've ever probably played like a co-op game, honestly. And it was a rush, you know, like, and I've played every single Halo game in co-op ever since. You know, so for me, like, I am a little bit disappointed. Like, it's not going to stop me from playing the campaign, kind of like the Jenna said. I don't think that they should delay the game. I think that they should, you know, at this point, it's kind of too late for them to turn back and say like, oh yeah, we're going to delay it just to add this mode. They should have probably been a little bit more clear and maybe a little bit more, you know, I guess guided in their vision. Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball on it. But like I said, like for me, I'm definitely gonna play through it. Probably day one, I'm gonna start the campaign by myself, play through it all the way to the end, and you know, I'm sure for me it's gonna be a little bit different than the gen. Like I may be able to replay through it with friends once the actual co-op update does drop, because like, you know, when I was playing through Dying Light this time around recently, that game is like what 6, 7 years old now, and my friends all played it. Yeah, they all played it like a while back, and they said, yeah, like, you know, it's a fun game co-op. You know, we've never really played through the whole game in co-op, so let's do it. So I'm sure that, you know, they're gonna want to do that again. But yeah, for me, it sucks, but I'm over it. You know, it is what it is. You know, like I for one, like I said, I'm gonna play through it, and I also have a lot of other games. So if my friends do tell me like, oh, just hold off, like wait for us, I'll be like, yeah, well, you know, my backlog is freaking full right now. So I think I'll have like so many other games to play. If I don't get to play that game on day one, it's not that big of a deal. So. But I do think that that's one of the reasons why many people are pissed, is because of the fact that game, Halo, is has always been known for co-op, and every game has had it, and it's been great. So
Yeah, I get what Redders is saying about like there's other games that came out and announced features and they got delayed. And yeah, I get what Slayer's saying, that the problem is with Halo that those features are expected. They're part of what makes Halo Halo.
Yeah.
Like, but with 343, there hasn't been one yet that's launched with all the features that the old game you kind of just took for granted with the old games. And
I know, but you don't expect
it's...
them to remove it. The thing is, they shouldn't be removing an extra one every time, though. That's the
Yeah, but like, here's the thing.
I think it's frustration from older ones boiling over, isn't it? It's not just the fact it's happened this time, it's the fact that this is the third time in a row now that they've released a game and they've had to delay bits, or bits aren't there, or they're missing from older ones. So it's kind of just built up, and they've had 6 years, like everyone said. They got to build their own engine. Like, they delayed it a year because it wasn't quite ready, and I think people just thought, right, it's a year delay, it's going to be it's going to be amazing. And then they put that multiplayer out, and everyone was raving about how good it was. And it's just been all positive news. And then out of nowhere, it's, oh yeah, by the way, this and this not ready. Enjoy yourself.
And it's also weird, like I mean, I know none of us are developers here, but like, how hard can it be to just add a second player to the game?
With that, there has been like a Reddit discussion by a supposed dev today. Now, I can't verify this is true. It was on Reddit. The views, they're not saying who they are and stuff, but it has come out today, and they've basically said they've been working on the sort of campaign side of it for 2 years. When the main guy left, they sort of restructured the campaign and went in better directions and stuff. That sounds great, but what they then say is obviously that has caused issues. Forge, they say, it even says with Forge, it may not even be ready in 6 months because they have to make sure it's right, and Forge just isn't like a little throwaway tool or anything. It has to be amazing. But with co-op, they say the problem they've got with co-op is they don't know how, or they haven't figured out how to make it work, because obviously it's not this Halo isn't going to be straightforward levels anymore. It's going to be more open world, and letting you run off free causes issues. Like if we all run in different directions, it causes issues. Respawns is mentioned and stuff like that, and checkpoints is one of the issues. So it says at the moment between these two, co-op is a mess and downright unplayable. But there was no way in hell they were allowed to delay the launch by the powers that be. Delaying the campaign altogether was severely considered with a multiplayer-only launch. I would have rather have seen this personally, not in a nasty way, but the multiplayer looks like it's on fire. It looks amazing. It seems to play well. It's going to be a separate app, same as with all these new apps. It's going to be like Warzone. The multiplayer is going to be separate because it's free to everyone. You don't need to buy it. It's going to come out, and it's going to be free for all. So it's not going to be in the same app, because that's not going to work, is it? So they could have released that. And then if it's only 3 months, now I understand, right? If this delay is going to be, if it's more difficult than they're expecting, and it may never come or something, then I understand them releasing the campaign now. But my main issue is people online going, yeah, but it's only 3 months. It's not a long wait. Well, for someone who only plays multiplayer campaign like co-op, it's a long wait for me. I'm gonna have to play it solo, which I don't want to do or like to do, or I'm gonna get it spoiled. And if it's only a 3 month wait and it's not that big a deal, then everyone could wait 3 months. It's just, you can't say, oh, it's only 3 months and then moan that you want it right now. That's my issue with the people online. It's very like, well, it needs to. Why should we wait? But you're saying it's fine for others to wait. And there's a lot of people that have grown up with Halo. Halo 1 was the co-op campaign. Halo 2 had the co-op campaign. All the way up to 4. I mean, 5, they sort of scrapped the split screen. And I understand if they'd have scrapped split screen from this because it just didn't work. I get that. I'm not wanting split screen. I'd want just a co-op campaign online. That's all I want. Now, but like I say, this here, they've basically been told it'll ship with a campaign on Hell and High Water, and they can pay it back over time. They also say they're going through crunch, which sucks for any developers. But they say it's not the worst they've seen in the industry. So, and the morale's quite high, so that's good in that aspect. But it does seem that because they've decided to go as a service game for Halo and make it semi-open world, this has therefore made co-op not work properly. And if they'd just come out and said that at the beginning and said, we're going open world, co-op's not going to work, we're going to do some extra multiplayer modes to make up for it, and you're going to get a load of extra content down the line, I don't think there'd be as big an issue. My issue is there's literally been comments about co-op and how we've learned from Halo 5. Halo Infinite will launch with split screen co-op as well. And it's bullshit. And I mean, they were talking about this in July last year when they were expecting to launch the game. So I dread to think what the state the game was in when they showed it last year. Because if they're saying it were good to go, what the hell's changed? I mean, hopefully it's because they've redone the campaign and they've made it shit hot. And I really hope that's the case. And I want to have hope because the multiplayer is the best it's been in years. I honestly think 343's multiplayer right now is fantastic. I mean, Master Chief Collection, yes, it had issues when it launched, but it is the best Halo multiplayer going at the moment. And if they can keep bringing all the newer, keep making it more like Halo and keep that up, then the multiplayer, I don't think there's going to be any issue. I think multiplayer is going to be absolutely amazing. But I'm disappointed as a co-op player. I'm disappointed because they originally said it was coming at launch. That's my issue. I understand why it's not coming, and if this dev discussion that they've put is true, it really paints a picture. But it does make me think that this could never come, and I'd rather they just rip the band-aid off and went, it's not working very well, let's just go single player and don't worry about it. I would understand more. I'd rather they just said, well, our goals and our sort of insight and what we want to do with this game is so big and grand, it just doesn't work multiplayer like co-op. And I'd be like, all right, that makes sense, the vision has changed, that's fine. But it's mixed messaging and it's just a disappointment. And it's more the people online going, yeah, it's only 3 months, that's this. It's like digging in a knife and being going like, there's no need for it. So
yeah, like here's my take on this. I think it is a bummer. It is a massive. Holy crap! You had 6 years and you didn't get this feature done right at the beginning. Like there's something really wrong going on at 343. I don't know what it is. I don't know for which reason it is, but there is clearly something really fucking with the whole organization, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they need to take care of that as fast as possible because holy crap. But here's the thing. It is a bit of a bummer, but people are saying that Halo is, and yeah, I know Ash, you have your opinion, and I do respect your opinion, and I do understand your opinion. I also understand the opinion of the devs by saying that it is pretty difficult to work at the conditions that they are working right now with the pandemic, everything. But like, Halo was never just the co-op, in my opinion, because people were always complaining about 343 by saying that Halo is about the stories, about the co-op, it's about the multiplayer, the sense of discovery, the visuals, identity, gameplay, music, controls, environments, lore, like everything. Like Halo has to cure cancer, and if it doesn't do that, it's going to be shit. Like, holy crap. So let's think about this. Let's think about this just a little bit. Like, clearly, 343 has proven themselves to not be able to take care of all that shit by themselves. They are not, with the amount of people that they have, with the amount of money that they have, they are not able to take care of all that shit correctly at the right time, and that's it. Okay. But here's the thing. Everything else, so far as we can tell, sure, we can't say about the story mode because none of us played the campaign, so hopefully the campaign is going to be good at least. But like, so far, everything else, ignoring the co-op, has been done right. I played the tech preview and I love it. What I saw, like it felt like it gave me the hope of this being like the best Halo we ever got. Like the sense of I'm playing a true Halo game. Since like a sense of discovery that I had when I for the first time played Halo Combat Evolved. Like this is not easy to achieve, and like I'm really blown away for what I saw and I played so far. But here's the thing, it is a massive bummer and it is a massive disappointment. But for me, it's not the end of the world. I'm still going to play the campaign, and in my opinion, any decision that they could have made would end up leading to outrage from the fans. Delay the game itself is gonna have a massive outrage. Delay only the single player campaign is gonna have a massive outrage, or delay the co-op is gonna have a massive outrage.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what I'd like to see them do?
So they put themselves in a situation where, with the problem that they had, every solution that they had is impossible.
But they've put themselves.
Everyone just
we've
accept.
got to admit though, 343 put themselves in this situation.
Yes,
I mean,
for sure.
COVID has obviously affected that, and we all know COVID's horrible. Working conditions. This last year and a half hasn't been great. But if 343 hadn't have messed it up until COVID, it's like I say, the blame lies with the 343 management and the heads, who thankfully have gone now, and it's got a new direction, which is great. But like what I was going to say is, what I would like to see is, yes, if they can't get the co-op to work like they've said, which would be a bummer, but I totally understand that. And that's what I think the issue is. I think that the co-op doesn't work with an open world sort of game, and I understand that. I just wish they'd come out and said it in advance. But I feel like, why don't they do something like, I hate to say it, but like what Call of Duty did, where they had the co-op like mini missions. You know, you had like 10 missions that were co-op only. And so
the Spec Ops mode.
The Spec Ops mode. Why don't they do something like that for co-op? So where if they can't get it to work in the big open world, do some like refined missions with sort of repurpose some of the stuff from the campaign to make it linear, like old school Halo, so you can make it into sort of missions and do it like that. I would be happy, and I would wait for that. I just wish they'd come out and say this new new style of Halo doesn't work with co-op, and I'd be like, yeah, that's perfect, I understand. But they didn't. They came out and said, we've learned from Halo 5, you're getting split screen co-op at launch, and they've now gone, you're not. So that's the disappointment. So I feel like
it is right. Here's the thing, it is right to be disappointed. We all are. Except for Alucard, because he doesn't give a fuck. But all are disappointed with what happened. Like, we really wished that Halo Infinite was released with the co-op campaign. Ash, I only played Halo Solo, and I started to play true co-op with you when we played through Halo Combat Evolved on Legendary difficulty, and like, it was one of the best experience that I had in gaming, because it showed me everything that Halo had to offer by playing with someone else. And that's a really old game, like 20 years that game was released. And when you play that game on co-op, it proves that it is timeless. But I understand it, but like, I don't think this is a disappointment that big enough just so people can fight on the internet by saying that you should shut the fuck up and wait, or you should shut the fuck up and not play
that's the issue.
campaign.
People
like,
are
this
being
is
like
so
that.
Stupid.
That's
yeah,
the issue.
I
feel like they should just work on that and make, like, based on what that's come out today, like where that developer has said, it doesn't sound like that campaign co-op is coming anytime soon. So maybe cut your losses short, just say it don't work, and make something for co-op fans. We'll understand. We just don't want to be led on. We just say we're going to work on a separate co-op mode that's co-op focused. It's going to come out later, because obviously we're going to have to start it from scratch or something and reuse some of the assets. But we'd understand more than saying it's coming than not. But there's been a lot of banter between fanboys and diehard Xbox defenders and Sony fans who were just jumping in just because they've got no better to do with their lives.
Just to hate.
Yeah,
I think any Sony fans who jump in, you can just disregard because they've
Oh,
been
yeah.
waiting on multiplayer for their games for
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 years.
Oh yeah,
Not
I
saying
agree.
anything.
I agree. It's just
Well,
Remasters of their games a
I'm
year.
sick of
later
people
for
saying
70
though.
quid going, ooh, 3 hours extra content, sign me up.
The worst
So
thing
they're
I've seen
disregarding
though.
them.
The worst thing I've seen is people going, yeah, but it's on Game Pass though, so I'm not bothered because I don't pay for it. That is the worst
No,
stigma
this
Game
is-
Pass can have. We don't
Yeah.
care that it's shit or there's something missing because it's free. That's the worst stigma Game Pass doesn't want. Game Pass shouldn't
then
be,
we're-
we're going to release it because there's bits missing because it's free. That's not what it's
Like,
for. That's not what they're
if-
doing. They're not doing that. I'm not saying they are doing that, but that's an argument that some crazy fans are using online, and it's a narrative that needs
if
to die.
people, and like, I'm sorry, but if people are using this argument by saying it's on Game Pass, so I don't care. I don't care if it is complete, or I don't care if it is a shit game. I don't care if it is a buggy mess. If it is on Game Pass, I will play it, and that's it. Like, you are basically just making some sort of agreement with the argument from Sony fanboys by saying that games on Game Pass are just Game Pass fillers. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but yeah, if you are saying that I don't care if the game is bad, I will play because it's free. So yeah, so you're saying that Game Pass has no quality overall. So yeah,
To just to touch back on something that Ash said, this was revealed last E3, and it was supposed to come out last year. So it makes you wonder what has gone so terribly wrong for it to not only get not released last year, but to have missing parts 3 months out from when the game's meant to be launching. Like, something has gone seriously wrong between the E3 announcement and now the announcement today that these parts aren't going to be in it.
it was first revealed at 2018.
Now, if they had released if no one had moaned about the graphics at that E3 trailer, would they have just released what they had done?
Yeah,
This
exactly.
this is the
Yeah.
question I have. I mean, I'm not going into it because this is a whole other thing, but they said it was good to go, and they were showing like,
Yeah.
we're coming, it's coming, it's definitely coming.
In-
Here's a
in
here's a
defense-
20-minute video, and
Yeah. Now here
In
we
their
are.
defense, they did say
over
that
a year and a half later.
that E3 gameplay they did say was a months old build. The lighting wasn't in, shadowing wasn't in. There was facial hair on
Yeah.
brutes that hadn't been added. Apparently, Craig, they brought up in the latest one. Craig looks fantastic now. He's got a full head of hair. He's got a beard. He's got everything. Which
Sorted his
I
life out.
I really
Craig
hope
Craig
they
best be a
change it and just
multiplayer
leave-
skin.
I
Yeah,
want him
for
to
sure.
change it
Yeah.
and put it back so Craig is just there on that ramp. So when you go to that bit of the campaign, all the brutes look amazing and Craig's just there. I think
Yeah.
that's what they need to do is just him, no hair, no expression, just walking at you. Yeah, just from the memes, like just bring him back.
Craig should
But
also
anyway-
be the co-op character. Do you know, like they had the Arbiter? It should be
Yeah.
Master Chief and
But
Craig,
like,
but looking
but
like
like
crap.
this is.
But he needs to be
Like-
called Craig. That is important.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Be Craig.
For sure.
He was scratched into
But
his arm.
Yeah. Craig.
Like, this is something. The situation is really, really strange because I still stand by what I said by saying that I will play the game, I will enjoy it, and that's it. But I am disappointed by that. But I am also angry with 343 because are you saying that last year we had a game with visuals that needed to be polished and also had no co-op? Really?
Yeah.
The-
That's
but
what I can't get my head around. Like, you made
Like,
all
this
these
is-
promises last year, and you've had a whole year and a half, and now these promises aren't getting met. What have you been doing
Exactly.
with your time, and what happened to the ambition from this point to this point? Like, there's
Exactly.
something doesn't
Like,
quite add up.
I think it's funny because everyone was complaining about the visuals from that gameplay that we saw on the Xbox Game Showcase last year. And like I thought people were like it needed to be polished, facts, but I think people were over exaggerating by saying that the game looked shit. And because of the visuals, they delayed the game for this year. Nowadays, I am thankful that people complained about that because what game were we going to receive by then?
Yeah.
Like, holy crap! Thank God we had this delay.
It's gone
Jesus
from
Christ.
oh yeah, it's just a pre-release build, just needs a bit of polish to be ready to go by November, to holy shit, we're 3 months out, we're missing 2 features that don't work. Like, how do you get from those points?
Not just that, like it started from this is a early build, a very early build, to holy shit, this is actually the release game. Holy fucking shit. Like
It's like someone in the office has gone
That's the
through like a
situation.
checklist and gone, guys, we've forgotten to add these features. It's like, it was like, oh shit, panic.
Like I say, it is worth reading that Reddit post because they do
For
explain
sure.
a lot of it. I have shared it on Twitter for any of you guys that haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
It
Oh, yeah, for
basically
sure.
is when they got rid of that guy who was in charge, they've sort of repurposed a lot of the assets and refocused the story in a different direction, which is all for the better. What they've shown of the campaign, that clip they showed earlier, like a few months back or so, looked fantastic. The graphics looked better, the story looked better, and like I say, it does look better. It does look like it's going to be a good campaign, but it's just disappointing. So
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah,
I don't get how you can
100%.
come out at E3 last year and say, oh yeah, we're going to have co-op campaign from the start, and then get 3 months out and say, oh, it just doesn't work. Well, you would have known this last year at E3. Why have you waited all this time to say it doesn't work? That's the bit that seems a bit.
I think
Yeah, like
weird to me.
the biggest problem in my opinion with the thing is, yeah, I know the devs are having a really hard time. They are getting better because what we saw is really good, but we had this big disappointment, and it does make us have the feeling of, should we trust 100% 343? Like, I think that nowadays Halo, it is in mostly good hands with 343 because they are just missing some stuff. They are still failing in some aspects. They need to take the L, that's a fact, but still they are improving in my opinion somehow, and Halo Infinite is the biggest proof of that because everything else is being done right so far as we can tell.
one thing I
Right.
will say in 343's defense, right, is they've put a multiplayer out, but technical test, whatever it was called. It's got bots for the first time. Everyone's raving about how good it is. I didn't get an invite. I'm not bitter. Let's move on from that part, okay? And then the campaign, as Play-Doh-y and plastic and shadow missing and textures, and it was way out from being finished. We know that now. It looked like a Halo game, like a CE and 2. It looked fun to play. It looked like it was going back to the old days of just you're landing, you're a one-man army, there's little groups to fight, you can take a vehicle, you're on a ring, and it's just the scope of it was fantastic. One thing 343 did do, and as much as I praise for its amazing campaign, it narrowed everything to just an alley shooter where you walked ahead, and it was very much, there was some points where you had to use a sniper, there was no alternative. There was other parts where it was in close and you had to use, your assault rifle or a plasma pistol. One thing Halo has always been about is that sandbox where, especially on Halo CE, when you land like the silent cartographer and stuff, and then it just opens up in front of you, and there's tanks and there's things.
Exactly.
Do I use the rocket launcher or do I battle rifle some people and try grenade and get a ghost? And they kind of got rid of that. With this, they've gone back to that and they've opened it up, and the campaign looks the best it's ever been, right? One thing I would say is, as much as they've done that, and as much as the thing looks good, the graphics were there, and they said we'll take a year to focus on it. That's fine. They can do what they want. It just seems that, like Red was saying, that there's something key missing. Now, whether it's conspiracy theory hat on, the OG Xbox, the very base when they first ever released, can't run Halo Infinite on campaign with multiple people. They can't. They have to do what? Do you remember State of Decay 2, where you could only be within so many meters of each other? Ark used to do it. And they didn't want that because it's an open world and they're trying to find a way around it instead of just saying, look, we're going back to Halo 1 days. If one of you hits a certain point, you're teleporting to that person. Like Halo 1, Halo 2 did, because they couldn't have you too far away from each other. It sounds like maybe that's an issue and they're trying to find a way around it, but maybe they just have to pull the bullet.
I do feel quite bad. I do feel quite bad because you got to think Halo is a different beast entirely when it comes to online multiplayer. They're the diehards that are going to nitpick every little thing. So there's always going to be that pressure on them to deliver. So I do
Not
feel
just the
kind of bad for them in
diehards,
that
but the
aspect.
haters.
Yeah, and people hate Xbox. I mean, that's just the way the internet is. It's fun to hate on Xbox. So they have to get every little thing perfect, because if they don't, people will tear it to pieces online. That's just the way it is.
Delay the game again. Wow.
Well, we'll get back on topic. I'll do a Fabio.
Ash, you're muted. You're muted, brother. Yeah, professionalism.
Yeah, that's
There we
it.
go.
We'll get back on topic. I'll do a Fabio. We'll push us forward. We'll move on to the next one, because we could be here chat. Well, there's so many different sides to this.
Yeah, like
And
this is
everyone's
this is
pretty right
really
in their own
deep
way.
topic.
Break.
So
I think when Halo Infinite gets released, we need to make a special podcast and only talk about that, and that's it, because we can talk hours about this, to be honest.
depends how good it is. If it's terrible, we could talk a lot longer.
No, if it is terrible, we will talk a lot of it, but by saying bad things, that's it.
But yeah, so topic 2, basically in the online Twitterverse and idiot fanboys, there's been recently a lot of them are sort of flinging around sales figures for the UK as sort of fanboy fodder.
What?
Where they're trying to say that certain games are like, it's sold a lot higher on PlayStation physically than on Xbox, and that means that it's sold better overall, which it probably does. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot more PlayStations in the world. They're gonna sell more games, but trying to say that because the UK buy less digital Xbox, physical Xbox games means the game's not selling is stupid. As someone from the UK, as the Jinner is as well, if you're not from the UK, you have no fucking idea. No one buys physical games hardly. Xbox, no one buys physical games. Shops don't sell many physical Xbox games. Shops, I know someone who owns a video game shop. He absolutely detests Xbox to the point that it's got hard in his shelf space because he doesn't like the fact that it's got Game Pass. Why would he want to sell you a box that takes your money away from him? And I totally agree in that aspect, but that's the case. Game Pass, saying a game is on Game Pass, it's not selling well because it's not so many physical. You only get the discount if you buy it digitally. What the fuck are you on about?
I will never understand why people seem to think that throwing around sales statistics is relevant in any way, shape, or form as the consumer. I don't get it. I'll never get it.
Here's the thing: is because they think that's an argument.
Yeah, it's not an argument.
Yeah, it's not. Here's the fact: it's not an argument. So stop that.
Yeah,
it's people trolling and looking to fit their narrative, because I've had so UK physical sales equate to 0.5% of global game revenue and sales. So it's nothing. 60% of those physical sales are Switch, because nobody buys digital on Switch. So you're left with 0.2% of global sales is what they're using to kind of base their data on. And from that 0.2%, it's mostly PlayStation sales in a country where it's near almost 3-to-1 PlayStation 4s to Xbox Ones. So yeah, they should be outselling physical by a long way. But the same way, I know people who own PS5s, they buy their games physical. They play them for a month or two and they trade them in. I know guys who have Xboxes, they do game sharing, they have Game Pass, they buy their games digital. It's not a big thing. But at the same time, something that I bring up in these arguments is, well, if you're saying that you can use 0.2% of global data to paint a picture, there's not a single PlayStation game in the top 30 in Japan. So you guys don't buy games, and that's the second biggest market in the world.
But also, there's not many people that want to go into supermarkets and go into games specifically and spend 60 quid on a game when you can go on CD keys and get it for 40 quid.
Exactly.
For PlayStation, you can't buy. Certain countries, they've locked out CD keys now, haven't they?
Yeah, you can't buy. There's not a lot of PlayStation games that you can buy on CD keys. Xbox is.
Yeah, they restrict it. There was another my favourite study to point out is they did the whole of the Italy games market and they took a sample. So that's bigger than UK game sales if you take all the players. And they found that Xbox players buy more games and play the games more, spend more time per week playing. But if you bring that out, it was it's Italy, who cares?
Why are they doing this and not playing games?
They're on Twitter,
they-
too busy arguing about it.
Why are they so focused on UK game charts though? Like,
Because that looks really good for them. Because it works
Yeah.
at like 90% of PlayStation physical, 2% Switch, 8% thing on certain games. Other games, Switch will be like 90% They don't bring those ones up. They don't care about that. That doesn't fit the narrative. It's the other ones that helps them. They'll be on.
They're only buying it physical though, so they can trade it in because they're skanks.
Yeah, the best one is some of the ones, right, who are the biggest people of this, like, you know, mention names, your J-Dub, your Crap Gamer. Crap Gamer's posted photos of him buying games for $10 pre-owned. It's like, well, you're not helping the devs like your big
no, you're not. You're not
And
helping
J-Dub
anybody
has
with
Game-
that.
J-Dub has Game Pass. So, you know, he's all, you know, buy physical, support the devs, and he's also Game Pass. Xbox is killing the market. If you go to his gamer tag on Xbox, all the Game Pass releases are on there, even the PC ones like Mankind he's played. So he's the biggest hypocrite. Like, they're hypocrites, all of them. They're all out there doing it, but they just got to keep up this narrative online because Sony doesn't give them one. If Sony releases their version of Game Pass tomorrow, you know this narrative dies straight away. They're all on there, they're all paying the money, and they're getting their games day one at the same price.
I don't. I've never heard of people bragging about paying more for their games.
It's stupid, isn't it?
I don't get it, man. Like, if I told my dad, "Hey, Dad, I bought this game for $70, even though I could have got it for like on Game Pass with my subscription," he would have been like, "What the fuck's wrong? What's wrong with you?" You know, like he would think I'm the biggest idiot in the world.
It doesn't make your game any better whether you buy it for $70, $10, or $70. You're just an idiot if you go out of your way to buy a game.
Well,
for
Sensei
$70.
in chat just said, I 100% don't care for how much it sells. I 100% play games.
Yeah, exactly. The way people go about defending, like, go about spurting out statistics on Twitter is like they're waiting for Mark Cerny to turn up at their front door and offer them a reach round. It's that kind of mentality. I don't get it. Like,
they're like, oh, Game Pass is killing devs. We'll only know it's killing devs when in a couple of months' time, nothing releases on Game Pass other than first party. That's when you know it's killing. If third party games still come in, they're making bank. Like today, there was that Saints Row tweet that went out. Not sure if you saw it. Xbox, this is why they pay you the big bucks, and everyone's like, shit, it might be an exclusive or Game Pass because Xbox got money. They're not like Hades. Hades on Game Pass is lost out on money. It sold 20,000 copies, which equates to about £300,000 after they pay their royalties. You don't think Xbox paid to have Game of the Year come to Game Pass day one more than £300,000? Like, are you guys mental? They probably paid them a couple of million. Hades owners have done the maths and they've gone, absolutely, this is going to Game Pass. We're making money.
Well, it's with devs, though.
The only negative I've ever heard about Game Pass on a developer's perspective was that issue with Outriders not making a profit on for Humans Can Fly, is it?
But that
sounds more like an issue between Square Enix.
Yeah, exactly. That's Square Enix being shady as hell.
Especially because Square Enix was saying that Outriders was a complete success and they are going to invest in this franchise. Like, and
also this isn't the first time this has happened with Square Enix as well. When Marvel's Avengers came out, I mean, 2 months after launch, that game still hadn't turned a profit. It was $60 million in the hole, I believe. So it's not the first time that this has happened with Square Enix.
And it's been on PlayStation Now, so is PlayStation Now killing sales? Is that what we're saying? Because it's still not made a profit.
I honestly believe there's shady shit going on.
One thing that I find quite interesting, is that how well spread these false narratives by saying that Game Pass is killing video games and Xbox is being a bad thing. Like, Mario is from Croatia and he just said, I need to buy a digital BCS in my country. Xbox isn't popular and it's hard to get city games. Like, holy crap, even at Croatia this thing is happening. Really bizarre.
Majority of Xbox is digital nowadays. It's not the popular. It's not dead. It's just not as big as the other brands, and so they go digital. And a lot of the stuff, like in shops now, like in game and stuff in the UK, you buy the cards, the digital cards. You don't buy a physical box. You can literally just buy the code.
But you pay for the ass for a game as well.
That's what I mean.
Pay full retail at a game.
If I wanted
I literally haven't. I literally haven't bought a freaking physical copy since the Xbox One launched.
Well, I went into game last week to get that Paw Patrol, and I went in and they had a load of Overcooks on sale for like 20 quid brand new, and I was like, pick up Overcooked Remastered. Queued up with a load of sweaty, horrible people in a really tiny store because they like funnel. This is at Meadowhall. They like funnel you in the middle through like tat and figures and cups and shit. I don't want that. It's a game shop. You get to the queue. He got there and he went, I ain't got that. Why the fuck's it on your shelf? I went into Asda.
Wow.
I went into Asda and they had a load of Xbox games on sale. I picked up 4 of them in physical. Got to the till, they had none of them in stock, but the cases are out. No wonder no one's buying it because they're filling the shelves with shit. It's just game stores in the UK are awful. The independent ones are pretty good, but you're still paying a premium. And like I say, I know one, and he doesn't understand Xbox. He said Xbox is just a glorified. It's not a full next-gen console. I'm like, you clearly don't know what you're on about. You're clearly your Sony reps whispering something in your ear because they're quite close with Sony. They get on better with Sony and stuff. But there is a bigger appeal for PlayStation. But Xbox isn't dead. It still sells. It's just most of us have the future is digital. If you've got Game Pass, you're probably a digital player because you're getting all the benefits of being a digital player. You get the 20% off. You don't get that. It doesn't say print this Game Pass ticket off and go into a shop and they're going to give you 20% off. That's not how it works. So
another thing, the sales on Xbox are awesome. Like, they just seem to have really good sales.
Yeah.
You can pick up games. I mean, if you're willing to wait and don't want to get on day one, and it's not on Game Pass, you can pick them up like 2 months later at a discounted price. So I mean, I used to be one of these where I had I had like 250 Xbox One games at one point, and I'm looking at them, I'm just like, they just sat on the shelf doing nothing. So I ended up just going digital only. Got rid of all my physicals, and I haven't bought a physical since. Like, digital is the way to go when it comes to Xbox.
Yeah, I've gone pretty much 90% digital. I haven't bought a current gen game since the launch of the Series X physical. Quick shout out to Sensei said he wished they'd passed the savings of the digital games onto the consumer. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Why are digital games for a digital game higher on console than they are on Steam and PC when it's the same fucking game? Really, they've just flicked a code. There's probably one line of thing that says Xbox, PC, PlayStation.
There is one thing about that where on Xbox and PlayStation is 30% they take for it being on the platform, whereas PC, Xbox dropped it to. If you go for the Xbox store, and I think Steam's the same, it's only like 15%. Yeah, just half the amount. But if you go to retail is 20%. So they take a cut. Microsoft and Sony, they only take 20%.
I believe they had a deal.
10%, and then you have your printing, your shipping, and everything else. So it's worse. They get less money for physical, and then they don't sell copies.
Yeah,
rather than
you don't own your physical anymore. 90% is you've got to patch the entire game out before you even play.
One thing I will say that shows up the hypocrisy of all this, right? PlayStation 5 fans, you got to support the devs. You have to buy physical, not digital. It's the future. UK charts are the best. Where's the big outrage about OnlyFans no longer doing porn? Because everyone else is going to go back to Pornhub for free instead of paying these poor, hard-working creators.
Bring it this year.
And if they back in the creators, they would be calling out, they'd be petitioning, and they would be trying to shut down the evil Pornhub who's giving away this great service for free instead of giving the money directly to these poor women who are out there working long hours.
It's also got a subscription service, I believe, hasn't it? Or you can got like a premium. I'm sure Alucard knows about this.
You can always do as Alucard does, as you showed up last week. Like,
put my name on your arm, 20 quid. I support the developers.
I got a video, step by step procedure how to apply for OnlyFans. No,
there's a girl that always pops up on my TikTok feed, and she's got like 16,000 men paying $10 a month for her OnlyFans, like 160 grand.
Oh my god,
on that. That's ridiculous.
Twitter,
these are a bunch of lonely dudes.
Going to be the new OnlyFans. That's it.
Lonely guys, man.
Telling your dad you paid full price for a game earlier. Imagine telling your dad, "Oh no, I didn't buy porn. I paid for pictures of naked women, and I paid this much a month."
Yeah, but to be fair, it depends how old the dad is, because he'd be like, "I remember when I used to buy nuts or whatever it was called at the shop." That was it. We thought we.
Yeah.
It's
That was
physical. That media, though. That media's never going away. Okay.
Are you really? Do you want to tell us something like, are you really comfortable by sharing this with us, with everyone here?
Okay. I think
We have
it's
a
fun
guest
because
here, don't scare him off, please.
like
I-
people, I don't know, people have a connection with this stuff. I don't know why.
Oh, Shizbane is giving you some heat in the chat.
Says I. Do you know what? I wish I had an OnlyFans. Honestly, I would dance in a hot tub for you guys. Don't you worry. $20 a pop each of you. I'll do it.
Last year, first year of COVID, I had the best tan lines you've ever seen on a person's foot. I had the perfect V off my flip flops. There's a foot fetish out there. I tried to set up OnlyFans for foot photos. They turned me down.
Oh
For
my
some
god.
reason,
Awful.
sons of bitches turned me down.
I do. It was a joke. My mate across the road on about. There's so many people selling foot photos on there. I was like, have you seen the tan lines on my feet? I can get good money out of this. Got perfect V's. Applied. Turned me down.
Damn.
I'd be the next Amaranth, but the foot version.
Oh jeez.
And that's it. And we
I'll be
just
right back.
lost some subscribers. Sally.
You're gonna start
Yeah.
licking microphones.
Oh, gained some. Hit me up in the DMs.
I tell you what, though, I got quite a lot of views on me eating a donut the other week. So if you guys want to watch
Yeah.
me eat a lot of donuts and food, I'll sit there going, "Oh yeah, this is tasty." I ain't got no shame. If that's what you guys want,
Please,
tell us,
please,
and I will
please,
do it in the
please.
comments.
Someone, please clip that. We need to make that a meme, please. Someone.
Is it?
At least have some
grab that- this
gameplay in the
audio.
background.
Is it really
Oh yeah, a
shit?
bit of
This
gameplay.
week?
I'll have like Overcooked in the background, so it's gaming related. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I really need to see how Game Beyond the Box got that audio by someone with a high pitched voice saying, laughing and say "what the fuck." Like I just loved that. We need to have that buzz.
This is
Holy
this is
crap.
what Patreon's for now. We can't do OnlyFans. We'll have to put it on a Patreon, but it'll have to be non-risque.
Sense clips. Thank you.
I know
Thanks.
it wasn't
That was
logical.
me
It's
eating on the goodness
Make sure to share this on Twitter, okay? This is going to be like the intro for the podcast, okay?
If it brings us new followers in, I'm a team player, mate. You've got to do it. You've got to.
I just want to apologise to Redders. This is possibly the most out there show we've done so far. We're normally quite on topic and kind of.
Oh, don't worry about it. If anyone's going to lower the tone, it's me.
Well, let's move on to
Okay,
something else that
let's
we
go
can have
to
a
the
good
next
chuckle
one.
about.
Let's go to the next
Abandoned.
I still don't know what abandoned
And
is.
Right,
It's a meme,
right.
isn't it?
Abandoned. It doesn't exist, mate. So we've discussed
not-
abandoned on
Like,
the podcast
actually,
recently, and
It's not
I said
real.
I would
Like-
eat my hat. I'll literally eat a hat if it turns out it's Kojima. And lo and behold, they led people on for like 2 weeks about this real-time app. And they showed a 3-second trailer off. It was some feet
It
walking
got
on.
delayed as well, though, didn't it?
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
showed these feet walking across the floor on Twitter, and like this app's coming. The day the app was coming, a couple of hours before it launched, it's been delayed. They gave a few
Oh,
different
yeah.
excuses. I think there was, we need to update it, something's not right, and none of the excuses made sense or fitted. They were all contradicting. The app finally came out. They downloaded it. It says coming soon. So you have to wait. So the app's downloaded. You wait. The app then got updated with the release. It's going live, lads. It's going live. Someone live streamed this for like 3 days, I believe, on YouTube as well. Right?
MBG. Yeah.
They switched it on. They launched it up. They click on the video. It's 5 seconds of trailer. It's 2 seconds of text saying what the game is, and then it's that 3 seconds of the guy walking across the floor again that they showed a week ago on Twitter. And that was it. And it was amazing. Oh my god!
The last I heard, it needed more polish. The app needed more polish to get ready, so they could launch it properly. And then I heard about it just being the same as what was released on Twitter. I was like, well, what have you been doing with your time?
So
What does it mean by real time? Anyways, are they talking about like it's gonna be like something
Like
that's
it's-
happening?
No, they're
It's
gonna put
uncompressed.
YouTube
It's
live
uncompressed.
onto it basically. So they'll
Yeah.
eventually the new content and the videos and stuff will be streamed on this app before anywhere else. in real time. It's
Yeah, but it's
so
also supposed to
shit.
be like, you know, like
Yeah,
like basically fully rendered, like, you know, like as if you were playing the game. So it's not to be uncompressed like you would see like on YouTube.
But it's
Um,
what it really is.
Not
It's
making a game.
Kojima and it's Silent Hills. Honestly,
It's not a game, it's a
It all
real-time
sounds like-
experience, remember.
It all sounds like smoke and mirrors.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is this is a dev that, like, you know, canceled and abandoned many projects. So you
yeah.
know.
There's a whole list. You can find it online. There's been a picture going around on Twitter, and there's loads of them. There's about 5 or 6, and you
He had
can
a,
Google them all.
interview, right? He got
Yes.
interviewed.
Very, yeah.
Him saying
His
that, like,
fantastic.
he's like, "Oh, I can't sleep at night because people think I'm a scammer."
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
Because you
yeah.
are a scammer.
But like it's kind of
the hell?
concerning because, like, you know, like he also said in that interview that, like, he basically changed the whole, like, vision for the game. Like, it's no longer like a horror game and whatever. Like, it's like, what? Like, how
Wait,
far along
wait a
are you
second.
then?
Okay, Ash had a heart attack. Stop,
Right.
stop everything.
If
The
he
host
repeated
dies.
it, it was-
He's having a stroke. Ash just had a
He's
stroke.
probably-
Wait a
He's
second.
probably sat in
wait
the
a second.
studio going, right, come on, lads, I need to get the kitchen remodeled. What
That's
are we doing this week?
It starts
Wait
with
a
an S.
sec,
It
wait a
ends in an
sec.
L.
Are
It's
you-
not Silent Hill
wait a
though.
sec.
Right, so
Are you
just-
telling me that Kojima is not involved in this project? What?
No.
Oh,
So
mate,
this was the whole interview from
Wasn't like-
Hassan
There was,
um,
I think sorry, I think I saw it's like a tweet where someone asked one of the Sony execs, like,
yeah.
yeah.
do you know anything about Abandoned? And then the guy, even he was like, I have no idea. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
but people are going, well, it's on the
Aren't you-
Sony blog. It's on the Sony blog. They're doing an app. No other developers doing this sort of app. It's like, there's a reason no other developers released this piece of shit app, because it's a piece of shit. There's no point to it. Everything they've
Waste of
shown on
time.
it could be on YouTube. The fact that they
Yeah,
showed it all a
exactly.
week earlier on Twitter shows that there's no need for this piece of shit.
Like, unless you
app.
have like a
It
playable
got
demo.
delayed.
Yeah, like, unless you have a playable demo, like, why waste people's time downloading a 5 gig app, man? Like, when you could just, like, you know, like, I'm fine with a trailer. Like, okay, yeah, it's not as if, like, you know, it's not as good, as visually good as I will see it on my TV when I actually play the game, you know, and see, like, the cutscenes. But, like, who cares? I don't want to waste, like, you know, however, like, you know, depending on your internet, you could be, like, down this freaking app for, like, an hour, you know, in some areas where your internet is not
You
that
must have been
fast.
sat there going, oh, we've only managed to get 4 footsteps on the TV. We need to get 6. God, delay the app. Come on. We need 6 footsteps.
What's best though? He's come out in like 2 days ago and said, to make sort of amends, we will give Abandoned for free to anyone who bought this other game that don't even exist anymore. It was
Yeah,
that bad.
also,
That
like-
never existed.
So no one
Yeah.
bought it
What?
because it's shit.
He's
So
like, oh,
if you bought
being
this
told-
other scammy app that never got updated and it was crap and it was
What a
just it was a
clusterfuck.
mess, there's like,
You
well, you
should
can
say-
get
you should
Abandoned,
just
but
say,
you're
like-
never gonna get. No one's gonna get it. And
At this point, they
honestly,
should just add it to, like, PlayStation Plus, man. Like, this is
no, because then people will literally be like, Kojima, it's on PlayStation Plus. Only
Oh.
Kojima can go on PlayStation Plus. Fucking Kojima won't put up with this shit. I mean, I didn't like Death
It's time to
Stranding,
do
but
an
even
Xbox,
that
mate.
was better than this bollocks. Honestly, Kojima ain't got time for this shit. He's putting stupid posts up with Norman Reedus. He's like, come on, Norman, let's have a laugh. Put something about Silent Hill up this week. If it were me, if I were Kojima and I saw someone who were trying to, like, make a profit off my coattails, I would wind the shit up. I would literally be, like, putting so many Silent Hill teasers out there just before it goes live and leaving hinting at, like, Abandoned and shit like that, and just so it gets so massive that the fucking downfall, it just burns, and I'd stand there watching it burn and I'd laugh, because that's what's happening right now. It's such a shit show.
It is a massive
Yeah.
anomaly.
Did
Like,
he
I'm
say?
just-
Did they give it a connection to the Silent Hill and Kojima? What did they say
no.
exactly?
People
They
think
said
has-
its name starts with an S and ends with an L, but then he came out and went, well, it's
Yeah.
not Silent Hill. But why even say that?
The studio and, like, Kojima were, like, putting up, like, tweets like that were very similar and very cryptic, but they, like, a lot of people, like, made the connection that they were, you know, that, like, he was
Oh.
part of it, he was actually the head, that this Hassan guy is actually not, like, it's actually Kojima.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
Kojima's
it's like-
puppeting him.
In, like,
I
their
just-
in, like, both the languages, it means hero, so they're, like, making these crazy, it was crazy, man. So many, like,
I just
theories and
I just
wild
loved how
accusations.
I just loved it. It starts with
Oh.
an S, it ends with an H and an L. Like, holy fucking
Yeah.
Not helping.
No,
at all.
their
Shithole
PR person
spelled wrong.
was very
So
didn't
Kojima's
do a good
not
job.
involved in this, right? Kojima's too busy out there mocapping Norman Reedus jumping in and out of boxes.
Yeah, but that,
Well, no, now
that
he's
box
apparently working
with
on-
oranges in, you flip the colour spectrum, it's blue, and that means blue box.
So basically, he's doing
Yeah.
a next-gen
Yeah.
version of Death Stranding, where you can
Yeah.
now jump into the box, and he's had to mocap it. And the best thing is, it's the director's cut of a game where he was the director and given sole control over the game. So it's stuff that he chose not to put in. He's now doing a cut of stuff he's adding in. So it's not like it went to someone and this shit got cut out. He was given sole control and an unlimited budget type thing to do what he wanted. And now he's releasing it a year later to put stuff in that he himself cut from the game. It's just, and PlayStation guys like, this is going to be amazing. It's like, no, this is the shit he didn't want in there. He's just charging you again and sticking it in for the fun of it. Like,
Probably, yeah.
fuck me. The world's gone mad. These director cuts and remakes a year after release is just unbelievable.
Norman Reedus gets a UPS driver skin.
Okay, I'm buying it. I'm in.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
honestly,
sorry.
it just
He
makes me
throws
laugh.
parcels at the spot and hopes for the best.
If you deliver it to the wrong place, you get a Hermes achievement.
Bling.
Yeah.
Just the heart.
I don't understand. Like,
Left
you
it
have
with
to
your
be
neighbor.
really.
I'll tell you which one.
Are these
Good
people are
luck.
like so like bored and lonely that they have to come up with conspiracies about a video game, like what it might be? Like, I don't know. Man, I don't get
They
it.
haven't played games
Mate.
since Ratchet and Clank. They lose, and that was 8 hours long. They're losing their mind.
This whole director's cut is basically just Game of the Year edition, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. I don't get why they. Well, I guess they rebranded it just so they can charge a little bit more. But
Gotta get that
I
10
don't-
bucks
I don't
extra in, haven't you?
little cheddar to make it all better. Come on.
Have you
It's
seen, have you
amazing.
seen that 12 Minutes is getting review bomb because Kojima's been
I've heard
posting
about
about it
that,
today,
yeah.
saying how good it is and
He's loving
stuff.
it. Yeah.
They've decided to review bomb it on Metacritic. Oh, grow up, you sad, dickless, spineless
Yeah,
arseholes.
yeah.
Get a life.
I thought they like. So these are Kojima fans that are doing that, or
They don't like that it's an
anti-Kojima?
Xbox exclusive, and because Kojima's been positive
Here's
on
the
it,
thing.
they're like review bombing it. It's
Here's
so
the thing.
stupid. It's so pathetic.
Well,
The
don't
whole
forget
thing.
that those are the same people that tried to make a petition about him not coming to Xbox.
Also, you got to think.
Yeah,
he's
those are
too
the
busy
those are
playing
the
and
same
he's not making
people.
abandoned. You know, that's
I'm
time you could be
afraid-
spending developing with Hassan.
I'd be afraid to meet these people in person, man. Like, Jesus.
Like those are the same.
You just
people
wonder
that
who ties their
just-
shoes at night.
Like, God.
Fair enough.
You know, remember speaking of delivery people and Hermes, remember I told you guys I was buying a gaming chair off Wish?
Yeah.
I managed to pick one up for like less than a fiver. I had discount was £4.60 from China, which, you know, you can't go wrong. So I thought.
Does
So-
it come with a dildo molded into it?
Well, Wednesday I had a call up a delivery driver saying, I've got your delivery, but it's for the wrong area. And I was like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm on this street. I don't want to say the street, obviously there's crazies out there. And I'm like, yeah, that's 2 streets away from where I am. He's like, I've never heard of it. I said, oh, it's where this factory used to be. They've built a housing estate. And he said to me, oh, that's someone else's route. I can't drop it to you. And I was like, mate, you're 2 streets away from me, but I'll drop it back to the depot. They'll give it to this guy. He'll drop it to you tomorrow. Happy days. I said, just so I can be sure, how big is the parcel? He said, it's an envelope, and I'm sure there's something in there I can feel. So, Thursday morning, I await my gaming chair from Wish that fits in an envelope. It doesn't turn up.
I really want it to be like that
Gaming
big, just
chair,
like
innit?
a little toy gaming chair. It'd be amazing.
Give me a
Yes.
picture of one.
I'm sure there's something I can feel it. Amazing.
No, it gets worse.
That-
Yesterday, the app doesn't update, so it still shows it's out for delivery Thursday.
That's what she said. Sorry.
I go on to Hermes today.
I'm sure there's something I can feel it. What can I think?
I go to Hermes today, right? I put my tracking code in on the phone. This tracking code does not exist, but I'm on the app. I go online. I put my tracking code in, put my postcode in. This order does not exist. it doesn't put you through to a human. So I had to ring the delivery driver back from Wednesday and explain, yeah, I haven't received my gaming chair envelope. And he's like, oh, well, what it is, the guy who delivers to your area, you might have seen him. He looks like Santa. Funny enough, I know who you're on about. He genuinely looks like Santa. It was in his cage Thursday. I think he forgot it. But he's off till Tuesday. So when he's back Tuesday, I'll make sure he delivers it to you. Okay, the incompetence for me to get this gaming chair, which is coming in an envelope, is beyond now. All right, I want my gaming chair.
I gotta see this envelope.
As is being said on the chat, it's a flash drive with the picture of the chair.
It is.
It's a packet of
the instructions.
powder.
It's a gaming chair for like Lego people, little Lego people.
I've had two different friends order different things off Wish, and both have turned up with sex toys. A friend of mine ordered some. Yeah, straight up. They ordered some wrestling knee pads, and that turned up with an anal plug. And another mate of mine, I think he ordered like some plates, and they turned up with some anal beads.
Who orders plates off Wish? He ordered those beads. He knew what he was doing. That was an excuse.
He just told you those were plates.
Oh, they're not my plates.
Yeah, two completely different friends ordering two completely different things.
Put this for later.
That discusses our sponsor. It's AdamandEve.com is our social sponsor.
Oh man, there you go.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm so sorry for Console Labs to be supporting the show. Like,
I'm gonna rap watching tonight. They're like, Jesus Christ.
Hopefully they watched some of our previous episodes before they made that decision.
Hopefully not, because the previous episodes were just as bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is so they knew what they were in.
That's
for,
it. They're not. There goes the Wish in my Hermes sponsorships.
I'm not sure if I showed you my £3 camera from Wish.
Oh my
I
God,
thought that was your little gaming chair for a second there.
Oh, no, I looked at this. It had good reviews online. I actually saw YouTube videos about it, and they were like, it's a pretty good camera. It turned up. It runs excellent if you put it in 360p. It really does some good frame rates.
Wow. 360p.
You go anything above 360p, you're getting 12 frames a second.
Nice.
And also, it doesn't actually do 360p because it doesn't do standard resolutions. It does like, instead of 1080p, it does something by 2000 and stuff.
Like the 1080i or something.
Literally a potato.
No, it goes right up to almost 4K, but not in the right resolution to be 4K. It's ridiculous.
One frame a second.
What reviews were these countries from, man?
Fabio, why did you give him a review, mate? God.
Look at that. USB and aux to plug in.
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful.
I keep ordering shit off Wish and see what turns up. Although, there was LED strips, £1 on Wish, and they haven't gone wrong yet.
Till his house burns down next week.
1 out of 3 ain't bad so far, okay? 1 out of 3.
Be careful so you don't end up like
he's gonna come on wrapped in bandages and shit with black background where it's all burned. And
next week's episode, you're like, oh yeah, I got these anal beads by accident.
They sent me plates.
Accident.
Yeah.
Like the box being discreet, like written sexual toys giants and a little written it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's wrapped in brown paper and genuinely looks like an anal.
Maybe that's what's in that envelope.
This is not a
gaming
sex toy. Wink.
Yeah. So we go back to the story. We just go back to the Gina story. There's something in here. I can feel it.
Yeah.
What's that?
When you said go back to the story, I thought you meant abandon. Like we're getting a sex toy instead of abandon. That's what it is.
No.
I got confused for a second.
I got a refund on this camera, right? I clicked the button to say I'm unhappy with it. They didn't ask for pictures. They didn't ask why. They just gave me my money back into my account immediately. That is the confidence Wish had in this product.
That bought
we don't blame you.
The refurbished camera that was.
They paid you to have the camera.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Even
you reviewed it, so like it's for them, and any review is a good review, no matter.
Yeah, someone will buy that because it's so bad. You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Our affiliate link to Wish is in the comments below. Please buy this camera.
Genuinely, there was a review online, and it looked okay. And I was like, I'll give it a go. Even if it's half as good as that video, it'll be okay for close-ups.
No.
It was not 1/10 as good as that
It's
video.
like the fact that it's like right there on your face when you put it on, like it's so zoomed in. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
The camera doesn't move, but it zooms on different bits. So if I have it there, one day it'll be on my face. I'll turn it on the next day. The camera hasn't moved. All you see is chest.
What
I don't
the
even know
hell?
how it does it.
Oh man, they're probably like secretly remote controlling that camera.
Okay. We are
That's
gonna
pics.
lose the episode if we continue with this.
Yeah, we'll move on to the final topic. We'll move on to
Holy
the
crap.
final topic of the
This is gonna
day.
be a long night.
There are rumors out now that they are remaking or remastering 3 GTA games that are supposed to come out this year. Now, they haven't said which 3 GTA games, but the general consensus seems to be they're going to be the PS2, 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Now,
I've been waiting for so long. So
This
long
is-
for that remaster.
exactly. This
I
is
cannot
separate
wait.
to obviously GTA 5 remastered, HD remastered, director's cut, abandoned Kojima edition that's coming out at
Anniversary
Christmas.
edition.
Anniversary
Special
edition.
anniversary edition.
Yeah, they'll call it that. They've got that Skyrim have got shot themselves in the foot now. They've given Rockstar a new idea. They can call it anniversary next year for next Christmas. So,
Exactly.
but that's coming out
Exactly.
at Christmas. But for some reason,
Resident Evil 4 edition. That's
but
Hope
now
there's extra remote control helicopter missions in there for the director's cut.
There
Everyone
better be.
loved them.
there's box jumping. That's what there is. But so there's rumors there's 3 coming out. They're expected to be 3 Vice City and San Andreas. They don't know whether they're just going to be sort of upscaled like resolutions, or there's something going around saying that they're being built in Unreal or something like that. So they're going to be full
it's having
remasters.
Unreal,
Whether they're just
Unreal.
copying everything into Unreal and then like making it look shiny, or it's a full remake. I would assume it's just going to be a slight resolution remaster in a different engine with like achievements
No,
and stuff.
because they're sending out cease and desist letters, aren't they, to modders that are making the old games look really good. So I think we'll get like a full-on remaster, like a proper remake.
I
Because
don't
they're
know.
not-
I don't know.
If modders are doing it in their basement over the course of like a couple of weeks, I don't understand why Rockstar can't do it with all the resources they've got.
But they're not
honestly,
full remakes, though, are they? They're using the base code. They're just adding to it with the mods.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it'll be. It'll
replacing
be
it
like
with real
the
work.
core game. It'll not be any different. It'll be the standard game, and then they'll throw like lighting, textures, everything at it. Because I don't think they're going to want to redo all the audio, add new missions or anything like that. I think that's
I think
with
they'll keep all
Rockstar,
that the same. I think
yeah.
it's literally just be a
But
graphics
like-
overhaul.
Would you say that it is going to be only a port or a true remaster,
Port.
like it was done?
I think that'd be a proper
with
remaster.
Saints Row 3.
like Saints Row 3. It'll be the same game. It's not got
Like,
anything
a-
new.
a
It's
true-
just
a
an
true
upscaled.
graphical upgrades, in my opinion.
Is Saints Row 3 a true graphical upgrade? It's an upres,
Well, it
slightly
is-
improved.
It is improved way.
I
better
wouldn't give a
than
shit
the
if they just sold me all 3 of
in
them
my
exactly
opinion.
how they were and just stuck achievements
Oh
on.
yeah, for sure.
Just
I
But
reckon
here's the
they'll
thing, it's just
update the
because
textures.
it's just because I'm just thinking about why wouldn't they do a Red Dead Redemption, the first game?
because they're trying to
remaster or
flog
remake or
Red
something
Dead
like
Redemption
that,
2 online. That's why.
Oh yeah, to remaster over
Yeah.
and over and over.
What's going to make everyone laugh is these aren't even going to be remasters. They're just going to be add-ons for GTA Online. That's it. They're going to be like,
Really?
that's the only way you're going to be able to play
It's
it.
not a full game?
I honestly think that they'll make it
Just-
so that you can only get the 3 remasters if you buy GTA 5 on the new gen consoles. I think that's the only way it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
can't even-
No,
I
That's
can't
why I
see
feel
them
like
going
they're not going to
them.
be full remasters. I think they're going to be slightly improved ports, and they'll shove them in as like you've got to buy this £605 duffel bag edition with a fucking Glock in it and like
I
whatever.
always found it
Here's the
funny
thing.
when they said, "Oh yeah,
here's the thing: if you
they said, oh, we're releasing GTA 5 on the next gen systems because we need to get used to the hard." Like, no, you don't. You're literally milking the living shit out of GTA Online, and it's working
Yeah.
for them, and people are still
and,
buying
and
it.
here's the thing: like, if it, actually this is a whole plot just to say that if you buy the remastered version of GTA 5, you get a 5% discount on the new GTA games Vice City and San Andreas. That's it. That's the only thing. Because holy fucking shit.
Do you remember when they put that?
I'll add microtransactions to them too.
Oh yeah. If you want to listen to Michael Jackson's Thriller or whatever beat it at the beginning, it's $5 extra.
You chuck in a Rockstar table tennis remaster and you got me, okay? Just put that in as part of it and I will buy that again next gen, because that game was so far ahead of its time graphically and the effects.
It just makes you wonder. Yeah, I think they were stoned that day. They were like, we've just done GTA. What's next? Table tennis.
I find it really funny how I find it really funny how companies are learning from each other. Like Bethesda is taking notes from Rockstar. Okay, so what new game can we make? I know, Skyrim Anniversary Edition. That's it. Millions.
They will sell millions. That's another joke as well.
They will, yeah. That's
no. I say that. They went, how can we get away with this? And they went, fishing. Stick some fishing in it. Everyone will be fine with that.
No, the fishing is going to be for free. The fishing is for free for every user of the special edition.
It is
I am excited for the next. I am excited for the next gen.
You're the issue.
Nice.
GTA 5's still in the charts, though, isn't it? Even after all this time, it's still in the charts. That game made $1 billion in its first week of being out, and it's still in the top sales charts like 9 years later. Like,
exactly.
Those in the chat right now, what's your favourite GTA game on PS2? Is it GTA 3, Vice City, or San Andreas? Let us know in the chat. I want to know, because mine's Vice City. It's got to be Vice City.
Yeah.
I mean, I love 3. I love
Skyrim
3.
Portland's Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Exactly,
San
agreed.
Andreas.
No, San Andreas is the worst. And I'll stand on that hill till I die.
I will never forget the feeling I got when I walked into that apartment and there's that blood everywhere and you could pick up a chainsaw in Vice City. That was the pinnacle of that game for me. That was such a good game.
Sensei.
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly.
Yeah, Vice City is better than Final Fantasy. I bet Final Fantasy VII is probably better than San Andreas. I'll say that. I didn't enjoy San Andreas.
Yeah.
I thought San Andreas was too big. Like there was that whole like redneck area where there was just nothing in it, and they said there was Bigfoot that didn't even exist.
I'm just saying San Andreas because I grew up playing San Andreas. That's the thing.
You weren't loved as a child then. Your parents bought you Vice City.
Yeah.
I do trust that Vice City is better, but like I grew up
you haven't lived. If you hadn't played Vice City, you hadn't lived. Vice City. Adam Reynolds says Vice City.
He's the oldest human being
that.
on the planet.
Wait a second.
Jesus is his godson. He says Vice City.
I just love how everyone in the chat is saying Vice City. So far, there we go. Sansa and Adam. Okay, there we go. Thanks so much, guys.
San Andreas was good, but Vice City was just
yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
For sure.
Vice City's map wasn't very big, but what it was dense, it was detailed, it was perfect for navigating.
It was 80s.
I think Saints Row kind of nailed that, where they kept the map smaller, but each area felt unique and like it was actually lived in. Whereas, like you were saying, San Andreas was just empty, huge parts of it.
Well done, Mario.
So the wife votes for Vice City.
Vice City. All the time, Vice City.
It was just. Do you remember that like little spot you could go to at a certain time of night that when you stood there and looked at the hotel, a massive dick would appear on the side of the hotel? And the amount of times I did that for no other reason, just to see a dick light up on the screen, is no one's business.
You all know, though, you all picked up the prostitutes, took them, had it shake your car, and then killed them to get your money back afterwards.
Your money back.
Holy crap.
You all did that. That's literally... And I'm doing that in front of a Pokemon Snap poster. Cover your eyes, Pichu, or whatever you are. Cover your ears.
You had to go into a bush, though. Always had to go into like a little bush to hide.
Like, I just loved how Slayer had his camera turned off till now, and then when Ash started to talk about the prostitutes on GTA,
he's like,
just turned on his camera. He's really excited for this. Like, what you were saying?
It's going to be 4K prostitutes.
Wow.
To be fair, though, for years I loved GTA 3 because I had it on PC and you could mod it. And there was something called Homer Simpson Bridge that drove to another city. There was like a city in the background, and you could drive on this bridge all the way over. You couldn't do anything when you got there. It was just like an empty city.
Oh, it was like a part of Vice City, wasn't it?
Yeah, Yeah,
go to
it was
one of them.
amazing, and
Yeah.
I had like all the real world cars modded in. I had like upgrades, textures. It ran like dog on my old computer, but I loved it. I loved GTA 3 for years and years and years. But looking back, if I had to pick one of those three, it's got to be Vice City. Vice City it's just got
It's
the
gonna
best
be
soundtrack
incredible
as well.
if the rumors are true that they are actually coming, because I know that a lot of people.
That's
have
it.
been
I
waiting
don't need
for it.
Halo Infinite. I've got Vice City. If that's true, I will play Vice
Whoa,
City.
whoa, whoa.
The only
To the
way
end.
I'm buying GTA 5 again is if you bolt Vice City, GTA 3, and San Andreas with it. That's the only way I'm buying it again.
Yeah,
I've already
yeah.
bought it
maybe.
3 times across 3 different
Nice
generations.
And table
Nice
tennis.
points.
It's probably going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be like $60, right? If
Yeah.
they're going to charge.
Yeah,
7 million
It's
bucks.
Rockstar.
But
We're
you'll-
talking
you
about
get some-
Rockstar. So
You get like Grand Theft Auto Online coins or something like that. I'm assuming. I don't know what they sell something in it. They must make money from it somehow. But
So here we go. To answer the topic, GTA Remastered rumor. Are you excited?
yes,
Kinda.
Hell yeah.
very.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yes.
If it's true, it's one of my most anticipated releases this year.
No.
I play
here's
old
the thing.
games,
I am
and
excited,
I
but
cannot
like
wait.
but here's the thing. It
Yeah.
depends on how they are going to do this. That's
Yeah.
what.
I wouldn't care
that's
either
what
way.
makes
If
me
they
say
just
on
re-release
kinda.
it on like full screen, not like old resolution with achievements, I will buy that shit straight away. I'd rather it got the Saints Row 3 like upscaled graphics improvements. If it doesn't, I'll live though, because I can play Vice City and it looks amazing, even though it looks terrible. It's got a charm about it. I can play it on my bloody phone if I really want to. Do you know what I mean?
They were saying that it's very similar. The guy who claims to have saw it in action, saying that it looks very similar to the heavily modded Vice City one that was going around. So they are going to be upgrading
Yeah,
the text.
can't wait.
They have to, really.
Fair enough.
So they are going to be updating the textures, and I believe the UI is getting an overhaul as well. And I think they're keeping everything else like PS2 era. It's like all the shooting mechanics and stuff.
Nice.
I went back to play San Andreas like a year ago, and my god, I am shit at it. I used to love that game and played it religiously, but I can't shoot enemies anymore. I'm so used to that the GTA 5 controls. I just cannot play San Andreas anymore.
I love the Vice City and the GTA 3 ones where it like auto locks and you just beat it with a bat, and you just walk down the street and you accidentally lock onto a granny and you're beating it with a bat right random and it still goes wrong. They're the best controls ever. I loved it. It's amazing. But
Vice City is the best GTA of all time. Like GTA 5, I love it. I think, and I even like GTA 4.
I liked 4. I liked the main
what I liked
character.
what I liked about 4 was crashing the cars. How realistic the crumple was in the cars and the crash mechanics, and a lot of people hated it. And then that went backwards on 5. So basically, my experience with 4 was intentionally crashing cars to see how they deformed. GTA 5, I think, is an incredible game, but Vice City was just the best setting, the best storyline.
For me, it's all in the radio, I think.
Yes.
The radio in Vice City and San Andreas was spot on, and it's kind of lost that that same feel. I mean, GTA 5 anyway has lost that same feeling that I used to get when I was listening to like Chatterbox on the older games. I used to love listening to Chatterbox.
Do you remember GTA 4? Was it Brucey? And he's like, I'm taking bullshit hormone injections. Yeah.
I've got the Vice City soundtrack with all the radio bits still on somewhere. I've got it in the CD somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it has all the tracks, like the actual commentary. That's the best bit. The stupid stuff in the middle. But
I really want a Grand Theft Auto that ties every universe together, where you end up where you play like a new protagonist and you're doing missions for the old protagonist, and slowly they get killed off, or they take out rival. I want to see the culmination of all the characters from the last.
Are you saying you want like a GTA Fortnite universe? Is that where we're going with this?
No. No, not at all.
Fortnite will copy it next week. Don't worry. There'll be a GTA mod in Fortnite next week. They've just nicked it Among Us as mode, like blatantly. They may as well have literally just took the picture and stuck Fortnite heads on the top and be like,
didn't they change like 2 rooms and that was it? That's
basically it's super shady, and Epic are like, oh, don't look at us, we're the good guy company, but we're gonna rip off
a load of dances as well, didn't they, from different places.
One thing I will say, as shitty a move as that was, if they would remake Sega Soccer Slam in Fortnite and keep all the skins you could buy and stuff, and you could build a team with people with all their skins, I would 100% buy it. I'd be straight in. Of Ryu and Chun-Li up
Fair
front,
enough.
M. Bison in goals. Master
Sega
Chief
Soccer
running
Slam's an
midfield.
awesome
Oh,
game.
That was fantastic. It's one of the greatest games ever made. Criminally underrated, that game.
While we're talking about
It's-
GTA, has anyone seen that medieval like GTA-esque, original GTA-esque game that's on Steam? It's basically, you know, the top-down GTA where you drive around. It's that, but you're like you're like on a horse and a carriage, and you're like hitting people with your carriage as you drive around and like splatting them all at walls and stuff. It looks ace. I
I think that game is on Xbox.
Yeah, I don't think it's out at the moment though, but I think it's out on Steam as like early access at the moment. It may be out on Xbox. I haven't seen it,
Do you
but
have a name?
Oh yeah,
You have
I know
It's
what you're
like-
talking about.
hang on, GTA
Medieval GTA is called, Fabio.
Hey, he's got a bald head like the main
That's
character. or
that's the
whatever.
name of it.
Yay, old
Medieval
GTA.
GTA.
Yeah.
Original, completely original.
Rustler.
Yeah, Rustler. Yeah.
Become a medieval
This is
thug in a
Rustler.
crazy open-world action game full of pop culture references, complete insane quests, kill heroes, steal horses, fight guards, rob peasants, listen to some bard music, and much more. And yeah, it's basically, I'm sure this is it. I may be wrong, but this is what it looks like, this one anyway. Rustler. I don't think it was called Rustler originally, but yeah, that's it. It looks ace. I want to play that. I love the old GTAs. They weren't as good as modern, but
Yeah, it's coming
Sensei
to
says
Xbox
it's coming
now.
to PS and it's coming to Xbox later as well, he thinks. But that I would play that. I'd love to see a remake of 1 and 2, 1 in London. Like, we only ever got, what do you call it? We only ever got Getaway, and it wasn't that good a London game, I don't think.
GTA 3 was, it just started the genre, didn't it? It was just so revolutionary to
Well,
have
we
this
got
like 3D.
Well, we got
world we
another
could-
GTA game. It's called Watch Dogs Legion.
That game was awful.
Jesus Christ.
I loved Watch Dogs 1 and 2, but my god, Legion was absolutely terrible.
I like Legion. I don't think it's an amazing game, but the fact that you could play as a granny and like hack her, I could drive around on a scissor lift as a granny, hacking it, and then go on like a rampage. Nothing beats a game like that. You don't need story. You just need a granny that can like go on a rampage in stupid
The
vehicles.
achievements are broken. That's one of my main pet peeves with it. The achievements are broken. I went around all the collectibles, didn't get any of the achievements, and also the over-the-top London accent.
The Dick Van Dyke in it, you mean?
Yeah, like you got like proper old grannies. Oh, like me old China, you know, like proper like over-the-top London accents. It's like.
I picked my guy and he did my fucking nutting. So not long afterwards, I stopped playing. I was like, "This game looks beautiful."
Why didn't you just kill him?
And
You just kill him and play as someone else.
So much work.
No.
So much work.
You got like a proper MI5 spy, and you recruit them, and then they start talking. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I just had like old people. Like I never got offered anyone. I got offered really weird people. So I had like this old bloke with a farmer's cap and
everyone. Every character died of age.
Yeah, no one died of anything. They were just all old people walking around. It was great.
Have you seen that Assassin's Creed DLC they got coming to Watch Dogs Legion?
No.
They're doing a crossover event where they're bringing in like a female assassin from the Assassin's Creed.
I've seen a picture of it, but does it look good?
It looks more Assassin's Creed than the last 3 Assassin's Creed games. It actually looks like an Assassin's Creed character. She is an assassin. And that angers me so much.
Like, that is just, for some reason, that just reminded me of the crossover that they, Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy 15. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, honestly. Do you know what I'm looking forward to, though? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that DLC where you're just walking around like old world England learning. I don't know why. It looks great.
Tour mode.
Yeah. I want to learn about being a medieval peasant as a medieval peasant, because why? That's the only reason I bought Valhalla. Not for the action, not for Eivor.
This is where they used to shit in the street.
Yeah, that's all I bought it for.
Guys. I think we need to wrap this up soon enough. Ready?
Oh.
Bye, Fabio. Right, I'll kick him out, lads. Don't worry.
Right.
2 seconds.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
We've gone for all the topics. Like I say, let us know if you've enjoyed this new trimmed down format, with less topics, but still more discussion and stuff like that.
Completely trimmed down, but still 2.5 hours, like all our shows end up being.
Yeah, but we've more focused on each of the topics, is what I mean. We're not just flying through like this is out, this is out. So let us know if you like this.
Wait a second. Are we really focusing on the topics? Are you sure about
Well,
that?
you're supposed to keep us in check, Fabio, and you've let us down again. So, big thank you to all of it.
That's how we stayed on topic.
Yeah. Right, let me just run this quickly. Let's put this into this randomizer to see who's won the 2 copies of Madness Beverage.
Yeah, one person will receive 2 copies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But while I'm sorting this out quickly, big thank you to everyone who's watched. It's been a really well-watched episode. Really big thanks to all you guys in chat. It's been awesome. Videos froze. What have you done?
Yeah, videos froze. I think whilst you're doing that generator.
There we go. That should fix it. But yeah, thank you guys for all turning out. Thank you all for chatting. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to all the new people that are subscribed. It means a lot. Like I say, it's nice to have you guys chatting with us. It helps derail the episodes every bit more. If you listen to this on Spotify or other podcasting services, big thank you very, very much. It means the world to us. We'll be back next week, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, 12 o'clock in PT, and 3 p.m. ET, and I believe it's 4 p.m. in Brazil.
Yep.
We haven't announced a guest yet, but we'll announce one soon. We're going to have another giveaway next week as well. So all good in that aspect.
Because this show is being supported by Labs.
We're going to have a big Wish giveaway because Wish are obviously our new sponsor.
Wish. Oh, Jesus.
This is being given away next week.
So the 2 people, it's randomised. We have got Adam Reynolds. Congratulations. If you subscribe to us, you win a copy of Madness Beverage. And let me just run another. We need like a sound, like a diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle or something. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Well, it's not Logic. And the other one is Shiv Vane as well. So congratulations, you guys. So hit us up in. I think we've got you guys on Twitter probably already. So hit us up. We'll be back next week. Like I say, we'll post the topics in advance. For anyone interested, come back, join us. We do weekly videos on reviews and stuff of games. I mean, we did 5 this week, and we're doing 6 before the next show. There's absolutely loads of stuff coming. Big thank you to Redders for coming on as a special guest.
Thanks for having me. I've had a lot of fun.
Where can they find you? Where can people find you, and what do you do?
You can find me on Twitter. I am ReddersTV. I am going to be trying to relaunch my YouTube channel at some point in the next few weeks. I'm focusing more on doing gaming related videos as opposed to my Reg and Dave shorts, so that's going to be coming. I'm also going to be going back on Twitch and trying to make a start of that again. But yeah, primarily you can catch me on Twitter at ReddersTV.
Awesome. Thank you to the Jinner Gaming, Slayer Exclusive Gaming, False Alucard, Fabio. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to everyone in the chat. So there's Adam Reynolds, the Sensei, Shiv Vane, Mario, Toolman. I don't want to miss anyone, so give me a sec as I go up.
Won the giveaway earlier on Twitter as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Mario, he won the giveaway on Twitter. I'll send you your code over shortly as well. So just a big thank you. Like I say, it really means a lot to us that so many of you have tuned in, and hopefully you guys that won got this on. Enjoy your games, enjoy all your, and let us know what you think of them as well, to be fair. And we'll see you next week, guys. So we will see you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, everybody.